Go! This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this glorious, holy shit, we have a first-time Lordo Stanley Cup winner Wednesday, June 14, 2022. The program starts now.
Lordo!
Was given to a city for the first time in that city's hockey team's existence. Woo. The Las Vegas Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup last night, capping off an incredible NHL season. One half of the toxic table at Boston Connor is here. One half of the Hammer Dahn Cowboys Stefan Diggs is here. And now, there were two men that whenever the Las Vegas Golden Knights became a team said, that's my team.
Hell yeah.
They have been fans for 6 whole years.
That's right.
There's been ups. They made it to the Stanley Cup final in their first year of existence. There's been downs. They got rid of every single player pretty much on the team. And now, on this beautiful Wednesday, one half of the toxic table and a 14-year NFL corner can raise their chins in pride and say they are Stanley Cup champions. Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, Ty Schmidt and Pac-Man Jones, Lordo winner. Yeah! Bang, good work. Hey, congratulations, guys.
Hey, everyone. Way to go, boys.
Hey, way to go, boys. Thanks for the whiskey.
What?
Start the show.
What?
Congratulations, Tom. That thing hot, pal.
You did it, boys.
You guys did it.
Woo! Congrats, boys.
You guys had a great game last night.
Congrats,
Honestly.
boys.
Great season.
Way to go, boys.
Couple C's on the
Stick
test.
taps, boys.
9-3. Wow, what a winner.
Blowout.
Yeah.
Very decisive. Pretty expensive for this particular program because we will be donating $250,000 to a charity of Stoner and the Boys' Choice over there at Las Vegas Golden Knights. Stoner will be joining us, we do believe, about 2:30, maybe 2:40.
Yeah, who knows right now?
In the third hour, Stoner, who had a hat trick last night, if he would have scored 4 goals, we would have paid another $250,000. He scored early, looked good. I mean, the team was dominant. They were pumping pucks on the net last night. They were testing Bob all night.
Yep.
It was a beautiful thing to watch that Golden Knights team. Now, Tkachuk didn't play, so had to win.
Had to win.
They were saying that Tkachuk, actually, in the previous game, game 4, they had to, like, fucking pick him up, put his uniform on him, and then push his ass out onto the ice. Had a great fucking game.
Yeah.
Was raising hell. They said he couldn't play. Whenever we heard that, we thought the Golden Knights were going to hoist it. Last night they do in damaging fashion, 9-3. Ty Schmidt, where do you kind of place this in your life, especially at this moment?
At this moment, I mean, you know, Stoner said it last night, outside of the birth of his daughter, it was the second best day of his life.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's right. And I will echo that sentiment. Listen, one of my favorite teams hasn't won a title in, since like 2009, I think. Packers won the Super Bowl in 2009, the Super Bowl was in 2010. It's been 13 years, so everyone wants to say like, oh, you picked the good teams, you're a bandwagon, et cetera, et cetera. That's like a third of my life that I have not won a championship. A team I'm rooting for has not won a championship. And, Vegas, it's just, there's always been something special about this team.
Hasn't
always been. Stoner,
just misfits, outcasts.
Exactly.
No one wants.
Stoner's always been my guy. And to have your guy, my captain, score a hat trick in a game-clinching Stanley Cup Finals victory.
What?
There's just nothing sweeter.
Hasn't happened since
1922.
Is that good?
I don't know. You tell me.
The C on the sweater.
That's right.
Hat trick in the clincher.
Wow.
1922 it happened. They're like, God damn, this guy's good.
Yeah. Holy hell.
God damn, this guy's good. It's probably happening again. No, that's why they got the C or whatever. Hasn't happened until 2023.
That's right.
Stoner's the guy.
100 years.
You tell me.
Is that good? I don't know.
And 6 years to get a title.
Exactly.
Pretty good. The owner said it was going to happen.
He did. And it just, they're if you're not really a hockey fan, they're a fun team to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Like they have their ownership group. They go for broke every single year, which is what you want in a market like that. I mean, you can't show up in Vegas and kind of just pussyfoot around and, hey, we got a pro sports team. You need to kind of stand out because there's so much shit to do there. They've done that, and here we are hoisting Lord Stanley's Cup, just 6 years after the birth of the franchise.
Pac-Man, I know you've been a fan since the birth of the franchise, and you've been following NHL hockey for a long time.
Yeah, yes.
But the team that you picked to be a fan of wins the title here, you're going to be a fan forever. It's a good moment for the Vegas Golden Knights who are trying to build a brand still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Only 6 years in. I know they made the Stanley Cup final their first year of existence, okay? But I believe a lot of people probably said, beginner's luck, whatever. I don't know if their brand was able to build nationally as much just because of one run, because of what happened later. Then they get all the way back and they win it. What a perfect time to pick up fans, have a great group of people. And Pac-Man Jones, your hockey fan experience has been the greatest hockey fan experience of all time.
Well, I'll be honest, this is my first year really having this experience. But, hey, Ty, thank you. This has been a hell of a experience.
Yeah, I mean, you're DMing the guy that's scoring hat tricks.
Yeah,
pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool. We get jerseys, you know, and I've learned a lot, man. This hockey game is real physical. Like, these guys
Legit.
are fucking dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's been a hell of a ride. And anybody heard? Y'all hear it?
Oh, Darren, heard.
Can anybody find his ass?
I don't hear you.
Oh, D-Butt.
They won 2 games?
They did.
South Florida won 2 games?
Together.
Out of
10, yeah.
I believe you said good morning, Adam.
Yeah.
hello world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
D-Butt quick response.
That's an unbelievable thing. South Florida did have the opportunity to potentially be the only town to win NHL and NBA titles at the same exact time. Instead, they become the only town who had 2 teams that defied all the odds. Underdogs that make it all the way, only able to win 1 game in each series. I think boys on both teams are pretty banged up.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Jimmy Butler allegedly exhausted towards the end of it, which would make sense. I mean, the way that he was playing, the way they were playing, and how long the NBA season is. And then Kachuk, they're saying they had to pick him up and put his pads on him in the 4th game. Like to Pac-Man's point, I was very lucky to grow up in a hockey town, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I've always had massive respect for the sport of hockey. Now, when you move to Indianapolis, not as easy to watch Penguins games, but they're in the playoffs every fucking year. So hey, Pens are my team, would travel to games, have the whole thing, have always enjoyed hockey, the sport. Obviously have a world champion ball hockey player as one of my closest friends, so I've always enjoyed hockey. But whenever somebody watches it for the first time, one of the best times of the year is right now. So, like, right now, Florida is about to list off all of the surgeries and injuries that the guys we were just watching play. Well, Kachuk couldn't play last night because they literally couldn't stand him up. But all the injuries, surgeries, and things that these dudes were just playing through that we didn't hear about. So normally a player, especially if they're playing like shit, would want people to know.
Right.
Yeah. Like, hey, listen, I got a fucking actual 2 broken ribs.
Come on.
Shoot broken ribs, a busted kidney.
Bad shoulder.
My AC joint broken completely.
Yeah.
Wrist, I'm going to have to get surgery on my wrist, my shoulder, my knee, and my foot, okay, after the season. Normally, if you're playing like shit in the world that we're in, you would want people to know that. In hockey, it's like upper body, lower body.
Bingo.
Guys got 4 lower body surgeries.
That's
coming.
right.
Okay, that just all kind of rolls out afterwards. That's the hockey culture.
And they playing with broke legs. Like, these motherfuckers are gladiators.
Shins broken.
Oh, yeah.
And they're
Broke
on
ankles.
ice skates. And they're getting sticks. I mean, there is just like, it's insane in 2023. And I guess it's insane that Joker's the way he is with the Nuggets, who we have his coach, Michael Malone, joining us 1:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Come on.
Potentially Malone and Stone.
How about that?
Potentially Malone and Stone on today's program. Pretty pumped for us.
Yeah. Maloner.
But like Joker, super chill or whatever, hockey, that's their culture. Hockey's culture is like everybody that has ever played before you is better than you, okay? You're nice to everybody. You don't complain about shit. You're lucky you get to do this.
Yep.
Which is, I think, an idea that a lot of like Eastern European and like foreign people have.
Yeah.
Because hockey, although a lot of whites out there.
A lot of whites.
Majority.
So many different whites out there. You know what I mean?
Different
There's like
countries.
the diversity of the countries that are in the NHL. A lot of them are like, like Joker couldn't wait to get back to, what was it, Sombor, I believe is the
town?
The town in Serbia. Their horse race is this weekend. So like his town is hosting the Serbian horse racing circuit this weekend. So when he found out he couldn't go back till Friday, I actually got to lay the track.
That's not going to work.
I got to actually put the dirt in the track like that. And then like I would assume the way he grew up, and I guess this would just be generalizing a large portion of people, but from the videos I've seen and the things that we've heard and the things we've been told by people that know him, from the way he grew up and the people around him that grew up, like him getting paid the amount of money he's getting paid to play basketball, he is fucking probably mind-blown by it.
Oh, yeah.
I am just very thankful to be here. The NHL is like that.
Yeah.
The NHL is just like, you're lucky to be here almost. And I think there's always been good personalities. We've been very lucky to chat with a few of them, but it's not really a thing that they do. And that's why, like, the toughness has to be appreciated. The game has to be appreciated. The sport has to be appreciated as a whole, like the entirety of it. Whenever the refs are doing, like, actual makeup calls, like, I fucked them over last period. Had to
get you.
Sorry about
Gotta
it.
get one on you.
Sorry about like that actually happens. And everybody's like, yeah, that's the NHL. Like, that's just how it is. Because they don't have a lot of player personality. The game's got to carry it. And I feel like this year, the game did carry it. It was hard hitting. There was a lot of big time shots. There was a lot of face washing. So like they try to get rid of fighting a little bit, like the goon position. So everybody thought they were trying to make the NHL softer, which is everybody's natural reaction with how all sports are happening, right? Oh, games getting softer, games getting softer, games getting softer. The way they're going to build the roster, you're not going to need a goon anymore. So that's pretty much going to take away the physicality of the sport naturally, because one of the people's gigs is just to hit people, not going to be there. And you have Tom Wilson, you have a couple other guys who are dogs who are always going to hit people, and they're very skilled, but a lot less of those people exist than people could imagine. So he thought they were going to take physicality out of sport. This playoff run, it felt like people were getting body bagged like back in the 90s. There were some big shots being delivered. There was a lot of scrums happening, a lot of fights happening. It was like hockey showed up this year. So I think it was the perfect year for you to become a hockey fan, Pat.
And the biggest thing that I got out of watching all of this hockey this year is to me, this is the biggest team sport. Like, you can't be an individual guy in this game. You depending on each one of your teammates, if it's the pass or if it's to check somebody, however you need them to do, but it's not an individual sport. So I picked it up, and I love the way that the guys have to work together to make stuff happen. It's not just one guy that can get shit done.
That's why they have 2 assists in that sport. You know what I mean? Because there's so much going on. And think about somebody just accidentally skating past that blue line on the complete other side of the rink before the puck gets in there. Has nothing to do with it. It's like, oh, you fucked us.
Can't do it.
Yeah, can't do it at all. It's a beautiful sport.
Well, and Pac-Man's like the epitome of what the NHL wants. Like, people can find the games easier now, can actually watch the games. And, I mean, it took you, one game to be all in on hockey? Like, it is one of the greatest playoff runs. And if, obviously, we're an NFL show, I'll never put anything above the NFL. But the 7-game series I just love in hockey specifically, because they become rivals immediately. Like, it feels like, granted, they have respect for each other, but it feels like Vegas and Florida, like, that'll be a new rivalry as long as those guys are around, or at least Kachuk and, like, Eichel, because you were mentioning the big hits, and Kachuk laid Eichel out of him.
And then Kachuk got hit a bit.
Yeah, he did. He had to leave.
So it has that middle finger fastball type effect, you know, like baseball has. Hockey has that.
Gonna get you.
It literally has everything that's like so old school, because after all those shots and everything that took place, I mean, there were so many punch to the head cross checks happening.
So many
in that series, like in the final. Like that might have been the most I've seen, I think, in some time. And maybe it's because the way Sidney Crosby plays is just so classy.
Too skilled.
You know what I mean? He would never do it. But there seemed to be some real animosity. Now, the Vegas Golden Knights were always seemingly above it. Always seemingly very mature, like not going to get into it. If there was a face or Kachuk's last thing he did this season on ice. The same day that they had to fucking stand him up and then tape his pads onto him and throw his ass onto the ice and say, like, yeah, we need you. You just did an interview, and we need you.
Good luck.
We need you to go out there and he plays. The last thing he was doing, he was hitting a guy around a ref after the game ended with his stick. So reaching around a ref's like, come on. Hands over. He's like, yeah, one more. Boom. And then after the series, let's go shake their hands.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like so old school. Everything about hockey is like old school. It felt good to watch this playoff run. And I think the best part about it still to this day is obviously the Vegas Golden Knights, first time they've ever won it. So congrats to Vegas getting on Lauderdale. You know what I mean? That's obviously not easy to do. It's been around a long time. First time winners, good for them. Boston had the greatest regular season
That's right.
since 2005.
I knew you were going to fucking say that.
Well, just as we're reminiscing on this great hockey season.
Sure.
It's hard not to say it. Like, the regular season was dominated in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ever doubt that or forget that.
You won't.
2023 NHL season dominated in the regular season.
Most wins in
by
Crosby.
Boston fucking Bruins.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Way to go. Let's not forget about that.
No.
You had Lordo out here, little whiskey coat,
What?
the whole thing. So he didn't get that. Obviously, he's got the jersey and the rafters.
That's nice.
Yeah, never.
But you guys still did it.
Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, like watching it, last night, Bruce Cassidy was the former Bruins coach before Jim Montgomery this year. So there was a little bit of I was happy for these guys, happy for Stoner, obviously, because we talked to him, Eichel, all those guys. Eichel also a mass guy. But Bruce Cassidy, it was like sweet because he, that's why he got fired from Boston, never won it, and then the first season with Vegas, he won.
Well,
so
his players in Boston hated him. He was too hard of a coach. They ran him out of town.
Well, we never won the cup. So if you don't win the cup in Boston, you do get run out of town.
Well, maybe they could have if players just bought in. We're a little tough.
I don't know about that.
Marshawn's licking faces, but can't do a couple extra wind sprints.
Sounds like
we went to a
Is
cup.
that what's going on?
No.
Is that what's going on?
Sounds like
No.
Vegas, the boys were like,
Let's go.
whatever you need.
Well,
Yeah.
Stoner told us, he's like, we've actually kind of loosened up Butch a little bit. He was real rough and tumble when he first got here, but being around the boys, being in the room, he's a completely new guy now.
That's like whenever you get a class schedule in high school or junior high or whatever, and you see a teacher that everybody in the previous grade has told you is a massive bitch.
Sure.
And it's like, well, she hasn't had me in class yet, right?
Right.
She hasn't had us in class
Yep.
yet. We can still navigate.
Change this
Turn it
thing.
around.
We can still navigate this thing. Almost viewed it as a challenge. Vegas Golden Knights like, hey, we've all been kicked out of the cities we're in. Okay, we're in this thing together. We don't need you coming in here. Just, you know what I mean?
That's right.
You don't think Jack wants to win? They fucking told him to get out of Buffalo so quick.
Took
Oh,
the
yeah.
C off his chest.
They said, hey, get the hell out of Buffalo, dude. Old Cousins traded from Florida. Get him the fuck out of
Hey,
here.
you're not good enough to play here.
You don't think he wants to win? All these guys booted off their teams pretty much. And now you're here with us because you got booted out of Boston.
Stack it up.
Let's go and win this thing.
Win this thing.
For each other.
That's right.
Freaking did.
That's probably Stoner sitting them down, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Stoner looked a little stiff early. I'm excited to hear like what all Stoner's been battling through. Back to the point about the toughness. We're about to learn about injuries coming out of this Golden Knights team.
Yeah.
About who was playing with what. And obviously Florida, the coach tried his best to. Yeah, you guys don't even know. This guy had a broken ankle.
Everyone's dying.
This is what the coach had to say after the game, Paul Maurice, obviously, about what the Panthers were battling through just to get to last night's game.
I'll share one with you. Aaron Ekblad broke his foot in the Boston series. He popped his shoulder out twice, passed a concussion cane test, tore his oblique. Then went up the ice the other night and drove the puck into the offensive zone. We tied the game and he scored tonight. So, I don't know. We got 4 broken bones. We've got 3 shoulders that are going to have to get taken care of. We've got oblique tears. It's not an excuse.
Nah.
Kinda.
We don't need one. These guys earned the right. They gave everything they had.
See, that's the type of shit there that you don't hear
that shit
from a
give
lot
you
of other
chills
sports. You
right
know?
there.
So
That's
cool.
like 1990 right there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? All sports, I think. Yeah. Back in the day, whenever it was like, hey, you have a concussion, no, you don't get back out there.
Yeah, shut up.
That was one of the things.
You broke your arm? Sweet. We got some tape over here. We can kind of put it back into a. But how much worse could it get? You already broke your arm.
It's broken.
So fucking.
We'll play.
Keep playing.
Let's go figure it out. That was like old school. Hockey still has that.
Yeah.
And I hope it always does because it's a part of the charm. Honestly, I've loved learning about these Panthers team. I've enjoyed watching the hell out of these Golden Knights team, especially as like that's what playoffs are for the NBA and the NHL. It's prime time, so you learn these stories. Just like naturally, you're learning everybody's story whenever they're on TV every single evening. And congrats to TNT on great coverage.
Yeah.
Congrats to TNT on great coverage.
Whole playoffs.
Biz is a dog out there.
He is.
Biz is incredible for the game of hockey. They need to be doing as much as they can. It seems like they are. They need to be putting Biz on every single camera they possibly can. And I don't even think there's a chance that Biz will run out of material. The motherfucker's incredible.
Yes.
And then you got Gretzky telling actual just stories like he's drinking a beer with everybody.
Exactly.
And I enjoy what Albert was able to accomplish on the mic. You know, it's not easy to call those games and bring it. I think he did throughout the entire series alongside Eddie O. Jackie did an incredible job over there. They should be very happy with the coverage. For sure. They did a great job.
All year, too. Like that, I feel like it did bring a lot more eyes because of TNT and ESPN.
I think so, too. And let's pivot away from that. Because although we would like to just take this all in, and we will, third hour, we believe old Stoner will be on here. So we'll have Baby Lordo back out and present. I assume there might be a little whiskey, Coke in there later. Well, how'd it taste?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Pretty good, yeah.
What was the whiskey?
What?
I believe it was ammunition.
which is
I don't know. Sent to the office, not bad though.
okay. Yeah, a lot of people send a lot of whiskey.
They do.
Yeah.
Everybody seemingly is in on a whiskey,
Pretty sweet.
Wide.
and I forget who is each one.
What's that?
And we're very thankful for all of them.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was delicious.
Thanks for the whiskey.
Delicious. Good move cleaning the top of Lordo out before putting it in
Smart.
Yeah, I told you that because remember there was a time where I grabbed Lordo and dumped like a Gatorade in her.
Yeah.
And I was eating the thing.
there. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's pivot away from hockey, which is a very exciting sport. Let's pivot away from the NBA, although we have Coach Malone joining us here in about an hour and 10 minutes for the Denver Nuggets. One
Pumped.
day before the parade that Joker's not necessarily thrilled is happening, but will be a blast.
Yeah, of course.
And let's turn to the sport that we'll be watching for the next, how many days to NFL season?
85 days.
85 days.
Okay.
Jeez Louise.
Except for on the weekends when we're watching golf.
That's right.
Sure.
So you can do some quick math there. Probably 60-some days.
Maybe tennis.
Where we're going to be watching. Maybe tennis, you're right. Maybe 58 days. We're going to be watching this sport.
2 finals, yeah.
It involves lumber, a ball,
That's right.
a pitcher throwing that ball who's always trying to cheat,
Of course.
and then a stadium that's either there to say fuck the ownership
Yep.
or there to say let's go win a title.
Correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring in the voice of baseball, ESPN insider, Stallion, Jett Passan. How are you, pal?
Gentlemen, how are you? I'm doing great. You have football training camp, don't you? Like, isn't that starting up like next week?
Dude, the OTAs just ended, and the only conversation is that Stefan Diggs is not practicing, but he's in the building.
Yeah.
And McDermott's very concerned, and the Jets are taking a whole week off because life is good, and that's really what you got to fake talk about. Training camp's even worse, Jett. I mean, it is. Training camp's even worse. Like, you know what? This 3 out of Dayton, Ohio might become a guy in the slot for, like, it is. We used to get very excited for training camp. We used to be like, here we go. Football's back. And then we just realized it's just like a 1-month process before like actuality shit.
Yes.
But I will say, training camp stories, much more in our wheelhouse than baseball, which is why we bring you in. How's baseball doing this year? We had CC Sabathia on like a week ago. He is amazing.
Unreal.
They should be putting him on a camera as much as possible.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how
He's
much
best.
they are, if they are. I know he did that MLB clubhouse thing. How's baseball doing? New rules good for the game? Who's going to win it all? Like, can you catch us up as we get dipped into your world all of a sudden here?
New rules are great for the game. The game's actually going by on average about 2.5 hours, Pat.
It's not bad.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad compared to like the 3+ that it was average last year. So that's good. The Pittsburgh Pirates are in first place. I don't know if you realize.
Yes, they are.
Whoa.
Lost the Cubs yesterday, though.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, we fucking
did.
relaxed for a day. Sorry. Sorry about
But
it.
if you look at the standings right now, Pittsburgh Pirates are in first place. Tampa Bay Rays are in first place. Baltimore Orioles right behind them. Texas Rangers are in first place. Minnesota's in first place. Atlanta's in first place. The Arizona Diamondbacks are in first place. This is a very NFL-like season in that the teams that you are not expecting to be good can be at the top of their divisions. The teams that are spending money, the San Diego Padres, stink.
What?
New York Mets, stink.
We don't like
Like these teams that everybody thought, yeah, there you go, standings. It's not the teams that
That's
you
what
would
those are.
expect to be at the top right now. And that's why I think it's been a fascinating first half so far.
Yeah, I agree. And those standings right there certainly tell a story.
That's right. Read 'em and
standing.
weave.
They do. They absolutely do. There's no way I could read that from where I'm standing. They're very small, but congrats to everybody that's on those standings right there. I am pumped about it. I don't like that the teams that aren't spending money are benefiting right now because this means in the future, what's it mean, Jett?
It means that the teams are going to say, why do we need to have to go out and spend money in free agency if we can just win without doing it?
Don't love it. Don't love that in any sport, okay? And I understand Moneyball was a thing there for a while. They made a fucking movie about it, put Brad Pitt in it.
Yep.
It's like these teams are trying their best to explain to people that they don't have to pay players. They got Brad Pitt showcasing it or whatever.
Stats.
So now that Cohen comes into the league, and this guy's spending all the money, and then the guy doesn't even get into the league because World Baseball Classic, and they're not. And the Pirates, who literally. I mean, there was a sell the team. I understand what's going on in Oakland, which we should certainly talk about and will talk about because that is fantastic. That is how many people have bought into something to go do is fantastic. I dropped the bat, don't drop the ball. It's okay. Everything's all right. The Buccos, though, sell the team was like our kind of rally cry for a bit. We're not the first. We certainly won't be the last. But there was a shirt that said "Sell the Team" that a kid actually wore with the fucking owner of the Pirates. And he smiles at it, and we're like, to our point, this doofus needs not be running this. And then all of a sudden, what, you bring Kutch back? And then the team just goes on this insane run, and they're good? Is he a good owner now? Are they trying to win? Are all these guys that are doing well getting traded out of town like classic Pittsburgh Pirates? Or is there a chance this team goes on a run, Jett?
The National League Central's terrible. So I could absolutely see the Pittsburgh Pirates winning the division. I could also see the Cincinnati Reds winning the division.
Whoa. They got that De La Cruz.
Yeah, Ellie.
That De La Cruz guy who hits balls out of parks. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Both central divisions are just wide open right now. And in the American League, Minnesota's on top, but Cleveland could make a run. The American League Central is a nightmare. It's a disaster. But the National League Central is interesting because the Reds are young. They were in Kansas City this week, so I got to see them. They have good energy, man. You know that thing that's really difficult to quantify sometimes or to explain about a team where you just know, you feel something about a team when you're there. Like, this is a good team.
Kirk Herbstreit, 6 to midnight right now.
Oh, yeah.
Jacked up.
Kirk Herbstreit loves it. I don't know if you saw him and Rosenthal go and do a knockdown, drag-out 10 to 15 rounder on Twitter that involved a couple different opinionated articles and numerous tweets. Fucking loved him showcasing how big of a Reds fan he is because he is diehard. He's going to love to hear that. You're talking about like camaraderie, like if a team likes each other, they're going to be better. I assume that helps in baseball as well. Or are you just talking about the energy, them knowing that they're going to be great?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's, baseball's different than basketball or football because guys come up through the system together, right? Like you're down in the minor leagues grinding for years and you're trying to make the big leagues. In football, you get drafted onto a team. You have a bunch of young guys who are together who start there and then can grow into something. But in baseball, you have guys who have been together for 2, 3, 4, 5 sometimes years down in the minor leagues just trying to get to the big leagues. And when you have a team like Cincinnati that has all of these good young prospects, it reminds me a lot, Pat, of the Baltimore Orioles, who were horrendous, just a horseshit baseball team, losing 105-plus games a year for like half a decade. And now they're one of the best teams in baseball because they rebuilt the right way. And the Cincinnati Reds have been going about it the same way. Last year, they were unwatchable at the beginning of the season, and now they look like the team to beat in the National League Central, maybe already this year.
Okay, so to the point we were just talking about before we started this direct conversation about the Reds' camaraderie, their owner, right, said to the fans, where are you going to go? Are you going to be a fan of another team? Shut up.
Pretty much,
You want me to sell this team? The new owner is going to take this team. You know what they're going to do? Right out of town.
See you later.
So sit down, shut the fuck up, and let us play baseball poorly, okay? Pretty much what was opening day.
That was opening day last year.
Had red pants on. But red pants on. And that wasn't exactly what he said. And if this is his first time listening to us do a show, that is how it was taken. That was how it was taken on the internet.
No, Pat, that's pretty much what he said, though. Yeah. That is. And that's the, that's the sad part about being a fan in 2023. It's that he's not necessarily wrong. You don't say it, but it's the reality that every fan has to deal with in a smaller market because there is nothing in baseball that's compelling owners to go and spend money. There is no salary cap. There is no salary floor. So they can go about doing whatever they want. You just hope that you have ownership that is bought in and that is willing to go out and spend money and complement this young core that the Reds have built right now. I mean, that's the thing. The Orioles, they are not spending money. The Rays, they are not spending money. The Reds, they are not spending money. The Pirates, they are not spending money.
Well, of course.
All of them,
we gave a $100 million contract to somebody.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
14 years.
Signed Brian Rounds.
Yeah. So get over it, okay? Change your tune about the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Remember?
Okay? Because we're good now. You just said it, not me, okay? But you're saying Reds right now have a chance to go win a pennant? Is that what it's called?
Reds have a chance to win the division. It is. I mean, the Brewers have lost, I think, 5 in a row. The Brewers just got swept by the A's.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. So they're not going to win a pennant. A pennant is the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
It's the NFC Championship.
Are they in the NFC or the AFC?
They're in the NFC.
So that would be an NFC Championship. They would be Eagles-Niners.
Bingo.
Okay, so
Really?
Niners have red on their jersey, just like the Reds.
are the Reds the Reds potentially win the NL or no? Who else is in the NFC?
Pirates.
Atlanta, the Dodgers. Yeah, why don't we scroll there now that Pat can actually read it? We got the Diamondbacks. They're a young. Pat, you would like the Diamondbacks. They're
Arizona.
They're a young, interesting team full of guys who have played football in the past. Like Jake McCarthy, an outfielder there, was a big time football recruit. They
Diamondbacks. I think the owner's a West Virginia guy too, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
That's literally
right.
he is
him.
the guy.
Okay.
The guy.
He is the West Virginia football team right now. His bank.
Yeah.
Go Diamondbacks.
This guy's a dog. All right, let's go win one for the guy. Last question from me before Ty has some and all the boys, because we have all come to the realization we're going to have to watch baseball. We want to watch people compete.
Well,
We're going to watch baseball.
Yeah.
We're going to see clips of baseball everywhere on our timeline. It's going to happen.
oh yeah, it's already happening, but I mean, I don't know.
You want to know the clip that I saw a lot of? Boy, that Oakland Athletics owner is not well liked by his fans. And the reverse boycott is a fascinating thing. As soon as I learned about it, I thought to myself, you're giving this person more money. Yep. Why would you? I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to be creative about what a boycott is, but you're just giving this fucking person money. It's not good. But then when they go in and they perform the way they perform,
So cool.
They did.
and the A's are winning games, obviously,
Yes.
amongst this entire thing. But them getting full stadium sell the team chance, hell yeah. Them going completely silent, fifth inning, hell yeah. I love everything they're doing. If this is what the Oakland A's fans have always been, and they feel like they're getting bamboozled, and they just want to showcase to the world one last time, hey, this is our victory parade. This is how good of fans we've been. They fucked it up. That stadium's terrible, though. I don't know how they're still paying money to go in there. They should pay people to go into that stadium. I played there like 10 years ago. It was the worst stadium that we were in.
Brutal.
I couldn't imagine what it is now. But that whole situation, can you explain it to me? Because I don't know how we got here and what is happening with the Athletics.
In 2000, Pat, the Oakland A's believed that the Oakland Coliseum was unfit for housing a Major League Baseball team. So this is something that goes back nearly a quarter century. They have been trying to move out of that stadium for 20 plus years at this point. They tried to go to San Jose. San Francisco Giants blocked that. They tried to go to Fremont. That didn't happen. And they've been trying to get a stadium in Oakland for the last 10 years, and a deal just hasn't come together. And 2 years ago, they got permission from Major League Baseball to start looking for other relocation possibilities. And of course, they went to Las Vegas because every professional sports franchise wants to go to Vegas these days. They see what the Knights do. They see what the Raiders have done in the stadium that they've gotten. And in April, the A's announced that they had a binding agreement to purchase land in Las Vegas and move the team there. Now, this was all contingent on getting funding to help out with the stadium, public money, taxpayer money, government money being given to a billionaire, essentially, which is a whole nother story. But yesterday, of all days, the Nevada Senate pledged $380 million toward a baseball stadium that will be on the Las Vegas Strip on that same day. Pat, on that same exact day, 27,000 plus fans came out, not just to watch their Oakland A's team that won its 7th consecutive game, but to yell again and again, inning after inning, sell the team. And it was just a beautifully organic thing. And it reminded me a lot. This was pointed out on social media, so I'm not going to take credit for it. We associate the Oakland A's with Moneyball, the movie. This was Major League happening in real life, Pat. 7 straight wins as the team is trying to tank, as the team is looking to move out of town. It's like film coming to life, and seeing Oakland, which has just been a terrible team this year, but which has had the Warriors taken away to San Francisco, the Raiders taken away to Las Vegas, and now losing its last professional franchise. It's a sad story for a great sports town, and seeing those fans do what they did last night, I think it was a really cool thing for the fans to see the A's come back, and a really cool thing for the A's players to see the support that they had from these people who have just been done dirty again and again through the years by the ownership there.
Yeah, it's fascinating. 23 years is a long time trying to get a new stadium.
Yeah.
And that would make sense that 23 years ago because that stadium sucked then. So, like, now that they're still there, I would assume the players don't love being Oakland A's either.
No.
You know, I would assume that, whoa, inside.
One guy had to check his earpiece.
Put it on the ticker, actually. Oakland A's players don't like being Oakland A's players.
Uh-oh.
Source.
Let's put it this way: there are some guys who, when they get no trade clauses, they have like partial no trade clauses. Almost everyone with a partial no trade clause has Oakland as one of the teams on it. Guys,
hey, A's fans, you don't deserve any of this.
No.
Pat, the toilets there don't work.
Oh, yeah, I know.
They have plumbing problems.
The possum
They've
that
got
lives in the thing.
infestation problems. It's a terrible stadium. It should have been condemned years ago.
Agreed.
But that's what they got. And look, as bad as ownership there has been, and it's been really bad, the politicians in Oakland haven't done a great job of getting a stadium there either.
Oakland.
Like they're finally scrambling now, saying we can get one done. If someone wants to own the team and actually invest in it, we can have that happen. But yeah, the whole thing's it's sad. It's a
What do you know, local politics?
Really sad story.
No, I'm just
Connor said Oakland hasn't done the local politicians haven't done a good job with, and before you could say handling it, he said Oakland as a whole. This guy took a shot at the entire city.
No, I was taking a shot at the country. I said I don't think you have to just point at Oakland. I think you can go broader.
Hey, Connor, are you done bitching about not having any sports other than baseball yet, by the way?
Jett, I have just begun, my friend. I'm going to be bitching till September 7th.
Yep, can't wait.
All you do, just a little bitch.
What the hell? Come on, Jett. No, I'm definitely not watching baseball.
I hope you're happy, Jett. They're changing rules to bring in fans, and now Jett's cutting them down one at a time.
Pushing them away, and I was thinking about it, too.
I saw it. We talked about
it earlier. Hey, you know what? I'm going to watch Red Sox tonight, and guess what? Jett Passan called me a little bitch. I'm never going to watch baseball again.
Wow, hope you're happy, Jett. Hope you can sleep at night, taking money out of the pockets of players.
Yeah.
Wow. Ty has a question for you, Jett. You're worse than those politicians in Oakland.
Yeah.
That's right.
Jeez Louise, Jett. Hey, it is great to see you, though.
It is
Good to see Jett playing.
Jett. Happy to hear you still got the fastball, by the way. Ty has one for you.
Jett, do you have
Or
any
10.
updates on Aaron Judge's injury status? I think it said he had turf toe, and Yankees fans kind of joke about it tongue in cheek, but they literally cannot win when he doesn't play. He is their entire team, with the exception of Garrett Cole and maybe one or two other guys. So, do you have any idea how long he's going to be out? And also, when the fuck is Carlos Rodon going to pitch? Ever? They give the guy $162 million, and he fucking hurts his back every other day. So what the hell is going on? And who would be a bigger disappointment if they don't make it a deep run in the playoffs this year, them or the Mets?
Oh, I think the Mets, because the Mets, frankly, have invested like $475 million plus in this team, and they can barely be 500. Like the Mets and the Padres are clearly the two biggest disappointments in baseball this year. The fact that the Yankees are sort of staying alive when playing Willie Calhoun and Jake Bowers and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
Billy McKinley.
Yeah, Billy McKinney. I mean, it's wild. And you're right. Without Aaron Judge, the New York Yankees will not win. It's as simple as that. Aaron Judge is the best hitter in the world right now. And every time he's out there on the field, he continues to prove it. And when he's out, it's a completely different team. And it's confusing because nobody really knows when he's going to come back. You think it's a toe. It's just a toe. He should be fine. But Aaron Judge sometimes takes a little bit extra time to heal up.
Yeah, Ferraris don't just go in for a standard oil change.
No doubt.
Okay.
Hey, I listen, I'm not begrudging him at all. I would rather Aaron Judge not rush back and potentially re-injure himself because he is so integral to that team. Carlos Rodon, I mean, he was out there throwing a live BP and hit Willie Calhoun, actually. Yeah. The fact that he's out there doing live BPs, the next step will be a rehab assignment, and he'll have to be down there and build up probably 3 starts at least. But if Carlos Rodon comes back healthy, Ty, and Garrett Cole pitches the way that he's been pitching, and Herman's been good lately. They have rotation depth. They have starting pitching.
Hell yeah.
They just need a bat. And, the trades that they have made at the deadline in recent years to go out and get bats have not turned out particularly well, whether it's Joey Gallo, Benintendi last year. The Yankees, let's put it this way. I think the Yankees are very clearly, at best, the third best team in that division.
They're calling Joey Gallo and no Woody.
And I think the Orioles are better.
They were.
No Woody.
They were, yeah.
Joey Gallo can't fucking see the curveball right now. Can't see the laces.
That's right. Well, he doesn't play for the Yankees anymore because he struck out every single time he was up, and then he went to the Dodgers and hit like 8 homers in his first week with the team, and then did the same
now
thing
he's
with
with the Twins and having a great year.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez, you guys just can't. Has
guys,
the tide turned against the Yankees?
No,
People don't want to play for the Yankees.
Guys can't play under the bright lights. Aaron Hicks, another guy, is absolutely atrocious for the Yankees. Goes to the Orioles and has just been blazing hot in his first, 5-6 games with them. It's just the way it works.
I thought he was in Live. I thought
there was reports that that was a meme account that said he was
Okay.
leaving the Yankees to go pursue his Live golf dreams because he is a good golfer. But
Wow, that's what I was thinking too. Like, what if Steph Curry and Clay put on a performance in this match?
Okay.
What if Steph's chipping in all over the place, and Yasir Al-Rumian, Yasir Al-Rumian is like, we need Steph Curry. Offer him $3 billion to come golf and live.
Yeah, and
bye Golden State.
Steph Curry's been trending too. I don't know if you saw why.
No, why?
His wife fake took off her wedding ring, and some dude carried champagne glasses shirtless onto the stage.
Oh, I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, people are saying it's not okay.
Could you imagine if Steph did that?
Exactly.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's exactly what people were saying. Yeah.
It's all right. They love each other.
Yeah.
They got fans always say it's all good. It's love.
There's some reports before this happens regarding the relationship, and now that this was caught on live TV camera, a lot of people are saying no way.
Some relationships are a while. They've been married a long
They're
time.
both executive producers on Holy Moly.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and
he was probably filming Holy Moly.
And they both hate low-income housing.
All right, that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother topic.
I know, we're listing things they both like.
Yeah, there's a lot going on when you're at the top of the mountain. A lot of things take place. They're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
But if Steph did that, scumbag, worst guy, would not win a philanthropic award ever again, bro.
Boom, like the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award for charity.
Bingo. Would not happen.
No way.
Do not. Did you see what he did? He embarrassed his wife on TV. Can't do it.
Can't have that.
Pac-Man has a question for you, Jett.
Jett, the Mets game the other day, this kid didn't even throw a fucking pitch. They put him out the game. Is everybody cheating? What is this shit? Tell me what it is. I didn't see no grease on his pants. He kept touching his hat. He looked at all the refs. They looked at his hand. They touched his hand. He go back to his teammates. They touch his hands, and they still kicked his ass out of the game. Is he cheating? Are they all cheating? What is going on with this?
Beck, I didn't even know you were here. That's a great question.
Great question. Hell yeah. I'm thankful you're here, Pac.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you are just Uso splashing off the top rope every time.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Listen, they've been cheating in baseball for 150 years now, trying to put all kinds of different substances on the ball, and that's not changing now. And clearly a 10-game suspension is not necessarily deterrent enough to take a player from using the sticky stuff. And he's the second Mets guy this year after Max Scherzer to do it. And there's really no appeal to this, so he will serve a 10-game suspension. I don't know what was on his fingers. The issue I have here, there's no great solution to this, but it's such a subjective thing. If an umpire touches your hands and you're a pitcher and he thinks they feel too sticky, he will run you from the game and you get suspended for 10 games. And there's no objective way to measure how sticky it is, what it's like. Like, there's no good solution to this right now. And Major League Baseball,
what if it's how you sweat?
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
This is so whenever the NFL was trying to put in
Do you sweat sticky?
You don't know. I don't know. You don't know me.
Yeah.
You don't.
Some days.
You don't know. I don't personally, but geez, I'm not judging anybody that does.
I had served.
Whoa, Jett.
Milking cows.
Slow down.
Hold on. Is sweating sticky a thing?
Yeah.
You tell me.
Yeah, if it's humid.
I don't know.
It's a big Canadian thing because they eat a lot of maple syrup.
So like in the NFL, the NFL was trying to put bingo. That is a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
In the NFL, they were trying to put in HGH testing. In the NFLPA, it was like, well, what's the baseline?
Right.
You're going to baseline just a bunch of regular ass motherfuckers versus NFL guys. And that was the fight for like 2 years. Like, what's the baseline? We don't have a baseline. Then they start, we never heard a final answer for that. Nope. And then they just started drawing blood for HGH testing and nobody ever failed. Okay. So it was like, it felt like the NFL was like, we just have to fucking at least act like we're testing for it. Yeah. And all right, deal. All right, you can draw blood from guys, I guess, same day at games and everything like that. They're not going to be happy, but we don't have to do it, so fuck them. What if there was a standard? Is there a standard on how a hand's supposed to feel? Like, what if somebody does naturally sweat a little bit more sticky? Like, when it's humid out and the atmosphere is already fairly saturated, making it difficult for the sweat from your body to evaporate. Since that sweat cannot evaporate, it tends to cling onto the body, giving you that overall sticky feeling. Yeah, because people like lick their fingers, you know, to get them a little bit stickier. Like, I wonder if there's been a player that's been like, I'm naturally more sticky than everybody else.
Sorry.
How do they get to this point? How does it even get to this point, Jett? You know what I mean?
Is it ref discretion? Or what?
Yeah. How do we get there?
I just want to know if somebody were naturally more sticky than other people. Is that something you would admit to? Do you say that out loud, Matt?
Well, if I was going to get kicked out of a fucking game before I even threw a pitch, I'd be like, yo, I'm super sticky.
Sorry.
Sue me.
Yes, I think CeCe said he was a natural sweater, and then with the rosin, the rosin.
Yeah, he never used the rosin, though, he said.
No, what was the other stuff? He said he used something, maybe it wasn't the rosin.
The bag?
He had...
That's rosin.
I thought he said just his sweat.
Yeah, I think he said, I'm always sweating. I remember him saying that. But he said that his hand was a little bit...
I thought it was the rosin.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought it was sweat and rosin.
Yeah.
What would you use, Jett, if you had to do it? You bopping in there?
Spider tack.
Hell yeah.
Kidding?
That's illegal, Jett.
I'd use the good shit if I was going to.
CeCe said he was pissed off because the guy that created it is like a friend of his and didn't tell him about it. And it's like, could you imagine CeCe Sabathia with that stuff?
Oh, his slider. Whew.
He's a player, huh? CeCe was a guy?
He's a Hall of Famer. Absolutely. Yeah.
Didn't Joe, what's his name? Girardi?
Yeah.
He said he started crying on this clip that I saw, and he was like, if there was ever a big game, I wanted the ball in CeCe Sabathia's hand. And then you listen to CeCe Sabathia, and when Joe would try to take him out, he said, there ain't a motherfucker in that bullpen that should have this ball other than Mariano Rivera. And then see you later or whatever. So CeCe stays in there. It was like, I was learning about him during the conversation. I'm like, I fucking love this guy. How many of those guys are in the majors? There's a lot of great dudes, it seems like, in the majors that we never know about.
I mean, CeCe, you know, he's a fascinating story. He's from Oakland, actually. So he grew up playing ball in Oakland, came up with Cleveland at 20 years old. And, I mean, he almost lost his career to substance abuse. Like, he had a drinking problem.
Boozing?
Yeah.
Got sober, lost weight, came back, pitched into his late 30s. Like, he was a dog. Like, Pat McAfee certified dog. He would go out there and throw and throw and throw. And even when his stuff wasn't good at the end of his career, he was a grinder. And the guy you love to see, you know he's going to succeed at whatever he does. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, we loved him. All right. Just like we love you, we appreciate you. Let's enjoy baseball season.
Here we go.
You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. Jett Pat. Let's.
What do we say?
We shall.
Why not?
Shall we?
Hey, Connor.
Yeah.
Are we going to enjoy this shit?
Yeah, you know what, Jett? We are going to.
Wow, sounded like a little bitch just flopping like that. Ladies and gentlemen, Jett Passan. He kind of came after you a little bit.
He did.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he always does. You got to expect that when the Jets circle him. But I will give baseball a try. I did 3 weeks ago, and I fucking hated it. But we'll try again now. Maybe it's time that there's no NBA in it.
Yeah, watch the clips. Clips are good. It's a good clip show. Hey, speaking of clip show, I just read a clip about a NFL player gambling. Hey, can you FaceTime Florio? I just texted him. He said he's good.
Again?
Big.
This is
big. It came through while Jett was talking there.
What?
And I had to check it out. NFL player reportedly has lost $8 million gambling on sports last year.
That's not good.
So I don't know how they have that information, first of all. And then what is that information? And what does that mean for all of this? Did that person bet on NFL games as well? Is that person getting suspended? Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, founder of Pro Football Talk of NBC Sports, a man who's been covering the NFL for a long time. Howie said he's top 5 conspiracy theorists around the NFL and the history of it. Paisano author, Father of Mine, available now. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Florio.
Yeah, Florio.
Paisano.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
You know, the problem with being top 5 anything, that means you're number 5.
No.
Top 5, you're number 5. So
No.
I still got some work to do to get to number 1.
No. I think he was thinking in no particular order. He would just throw you into the pantheon of conspiracy theorists in the NFL's history. But that is not what this is about. What this is about is great West Virginia polo.
Yeah.
Go Mountaineers.
Trust the climb.
Hey, we're beating Penn State week 1 in Happy Valley.
Sir.
By the way,
Definitely.
I think we got a shot actually.
Okay.
I'm not ready to sign on to that.
Yeah.
Got the best offensive line.
Thanks, Mike.
Boom.
Not the.
Our offensive line is the highest paid in college football.
Yeah.
Wow.
By the Diamondbacks owner, who is currently number 1 in the
NL West.
NL West. All things are looking up for Garrett Green. GG, too. He's going to be a dog.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Who's the coach?
great polo, great jersey. Let's dive into this. I believe it was your report. I was kind of scanning through it while we were talking a little bit of baseball there. The report inevitably says NFL player has lost $8 million from gambling in 2022 via Pro Football Talk by way of John McCain, obviously formerly of the Houston Chronicle, I do believe. Florio, what does this mean? Was this how do they know this information? Who is like kind of finding that out? And was this on one of the guys who's getting suspended by the NFL for gambling?
Well, let me tell you how this all came up. I was talking to somebody within the broader NFL hierarchy about this today because the real question is, why does the NFL allow players to gamble on anything sports related? If you're a non-player, you can't gamble on any sport. NFL, obviously. Or
You're talking coaches, front office people.
Anybody who doesn't put on a uniform.
In the NFL.
If you're employed by the league or a team, you can't bet on anything, anytime, any place, legal or not. But players can. They can bet on non-NFL games or events if they're not at work. And I don't think they do a very good job of educating the players where that line is. You can stand outside the facility, Colts facility, you're an employee of the Colts, you can stand outside the front door, you can pull up your phone, you can dial up the DraftKings, the FanDuel, the BetMGM, and you can make a bet. You walk inside, you can't do it. It's a threat to the integrity of the game once you walk inside. Out on the street, it's okay.
Yeah.
Make that make sense, Pat.
Yeah.
How's that make sense?
Well, it does, and also the hotel and away games, and then
That don't make
because like at the facility you're talking about, they still own the fucking parking lot,
Right.
So they're going to talk about that. You would technicality here, go outside the gate onto the street and do it there. But away game, like if you're on the street of your hotel,
Right.
like you're not on hotel property. So like that was kind of a thing that we were very fascinated by about that whole thing. Right. And also it is interesting, and I saw what Sim said on your show, I read it, where he was like, well, he thinks that this is potentially the sports books telling the NFL, because they are in partnership with each other. Obviously, there's a lot of money to be made together. They all understand that they think, like, keep the young guys that have millions of dollars available. Please allow them to continue to gamble. And I guess that is potentially something that could take place. But then whenever you learn of a guy losing $8 million, who tells you that? Is that somebody does the league know that somebody lost $8 million? Does the sports book know that a guy lost $8 million? Is this normal? What are you hearing from that whole aspect?
The sports books know everything. We already know that. That's how the NFL is finding out that guys are violating the policy. The sports books are basically ratting out the players. And in some states, they have to. The Gaming Commission has rules and regulations about who is and who isn't betting. And if you're tied to a team, if you're doing it, they supply the information, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the bottom line. That's how the NFL is finding all this out. This came up because I was talking to somebody who is in a position to know this kind of stuff. And I trotted out the Sims conspiracy theory. He's trying to get one of the spots in the top 5 as well, that the sports books want the NFL to let the whales keep betting. Because who better than a guy in his early 20s, mid-20s, late 20s, even 30s, with a ton of disposable income.
Yeah. And a competitive.
That needs a little juice, a little action. This is fun. Everybody's doing it. The ads are everywhere. Yeah, you want a guy like that to bet, Pat. You want a guy like that at the table. You don't want to push him away. So that's how I found this out. I was telling somebody about the theory, and it's like, wow, somebody lost $8 million last year. A guy in our league lost $8 million last year. Now, I don't know if it was legally or illegally wagered. I assume it was through legal betting in the right place, proper time. But the bottom line is somebody lost $8 million last year wagering on sports. So it just shows you that this is a problem. This is prevalent, and a lot of guys are doing it. And I don't know if there's anybody else in that magnitude of losses, but if you total it all up over 2,000 players, it's going to be a lot of money that is flowing from the players to the sports book.
I've seen a couple million kind of just swing hands in Boo-Ray and in cornhole, so I would assume if you could potentially get on an app and make some gambles. Now, they're all regulated legally, so the amount of that you can bet in a jumping bet, I think, would be certainly something. And I don't want to knock off Chris Sims' conspiracy theory here too early, but if the sports books are the ones ratting out the players to the NFL, then they wouldn't be the ones that would just be wanting them to be in there. No. I think, right?
But they have to. I think from a regulatory standpoint, I think they have to. If they have that information, because we all are carrying around Big Brother, this is the thing that's ratting us out. This is the thing that's betraying us. Isaiah Rodgers seemed to think it was good enough, based on the reports, to have an account in someone else's name. This is the thing that's ratting you out. This is the thing that is the pings from the phone to the apps. I think sportsbooks have to do it.
There's no other way you can bet it, though. So you're going to get ratted out anyway.
Regardless. Yeah. Like the whole, because they've been using towers pings on phones forever. Whatever.
Long time.
But now with actual sports gambling, you have to geolocate when you're logging in. Like, it actually tells you at the bottom, hey, we are currently tracking where you are, just like on the Google map or the Apple map where you're the little blue dot. They're doing the exact same thing. I would assume and hope that the NFL will let guys know that they know exactly where you're gambling at. But it is a slippery slope, it does sound like. Speaking of slippery slope, you'd be the guy that would know all about this particular one, because Dad, being a bookie, running with the mob a little bit over there in Wheeling, West Virginia, has led to a book that you wrote called Father. That's available now?
Available Amazon, ebook $4.99, print edition $13.79. Go to Amazon now. You can get it in time for your own father for Father's Day weekend.
Well, congratulations on the successful launch of that. And you are a great person to talk about this whole thing, because I believe in the article that you wrote on Pro Football Talk, which you own and founded, you said, one thing my dad kind of showed me as a kid, as a bookie, was like, you can never win. Like, you will never win. And now there's been stories, obviously, of a few professional handicappers who have won over the span of their entire life and made careers out of it. And most of them ended up in jail somehow because of some sort of inside information and everything like that. But a lot more people, I think, end up not winning, is what you were trying to say to the world, and maybe something to think about as we dive into this next generation.
The three things he told me, the three words: you can't win, and I have no desire to try. And look, I walked into a casino for the first time when I was 20 years old in Lake Tahoe, Nevada. I walked in, I looked around, and I saw how nice it was. And it occurred to me, all that money is coming from all the suckers that have been in here before me.
Whoa!
So you treat it as education, not educational, but entertainment money, and educational too. But you got to be responsible with it. You carve off what you're willing to lose, and that's that. You're not going to make money from it. You're going to lose over the long haul. And as we know, 8 million, I'm told, reliably. And there's plenty of other people out there losing a lot of money. And that's the problem. And the NFL's making a lot of money off of it, too. So it's hypocritical at some level, and it's a problem the league's got to deal with.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a lot of money. It's going to be $1 trillion business, everybody's thinking there at some point. You know what I mean? Like, down the road, there's a potential the amount of money that's going to come through the sports books is going to be absurd. Only in 22 states right now. We assume there's going to be about 40, probably 40 to 5 that'll end up agreeing to it. So there's still a lot of growth, a lot of time to learn. Before we let you go, and we can't thank you enough for joining us, Connor just reminded me, what are you hearing about Saquon, huh? And not only Saquon, but Stefan Diggs as well. And I know those are two very complicated situations, probably. But if you give us a quick little thing for us to bite on and chew on for the next couple hours, we'd be very grateful.
Please, Florio.
We'd be very
grateful. I just got a text from one of my writers that Diggs is back at practice. So
okay,
here we go.
All right, Diggs is back with Josh.
Solved, but at least they found a way to get him to come back. Whatever he was upset about yesterday, he's not upset enough to be back.
And he's right next to Josh,
yeah,
which is a big deal because there's a lot of internet stuff going on about Josh and Stefan maybe being on the outs with each other because he owned it, took responsibility as a leader should, right? And would, you would hope. He said, I could be better as well. And then he overstated how much he fucking loved him as a message to him. So hopefully it was just a disagreement. Von Miller said, it's not that serious. I think 10 times in his press conference. It's not that serious. He's back there. Good for the Buffalo Bills. Okay, what are you hearing about Saquon, Mike?
Well, look, we hear about guys who stay away from mandatory minicamp, and there's a difference between the guys who are under contract and the guys who aren't under contract. Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs aren't under contract, franchise tag that they haven't accepted yet. So they're no more an employee of their teams than we are. Until they sign, until they accept the tender, they're not doing anything that would subject them to a fine. They're not breaking their contract. But they have until July 17. That's the key date for anyone with a franchise tag. And Pat, you were franchise tagged once. You know how this goes.
Oh, yeah,
you
buddy.
Got a period of time, right? Once or more than once?
Once time, yep.
Okay. So you got until the middle of July to do a long-term deal. After that, it's only a 1-year deal that you can do. But that's when Barkley or Jacobs or any other guys out there like Evan Ingram, Tony Pollard are going to get a long-term deal, or they're not. And Saquon's trying to get a fair long-term deal. And what they do is you take the amount the guy's going to make this year, $10.1 million fully guaranteed. You look at next year, 20% raise. You package it together. It's $22.22 million fully guaranteed for Barkley over 2 years. That's a given. That's a no-brainer. That's the starting point. How much more do you do beyond that? How much more per year is he going to make over about $11 million or so? How much more guarantees are going to be? That's what they need to figure out. And I credit Saquon for calling out the Giants for leaking this idea that he was being greedy, because they kind of did that to Eli Manning a few years ago. When Eli Manning was getting toward the franchise tag and negotiating a long-term deal, somebody leaked that he wants to be the highest paid player in the NFL. Well, the way the numbers worked under the franchise tag, yeah, he would have been, because the market at that point was kind of stagnant. So, yeah, technically he'd be the highest paid player in the NFL. But it made him look unreasonable. It made him look greedy, and it all traced back to the Giants. And Barkley saw that going on with him, and to his credit, he called it out.
Yeah, I'm not trying to reset the market, he said. Okay, I just want to be compensated fairly, respectfully. What does that mean? Could mean two different things for a lot of people. Hopefully, by July 17th, they get it done. Thank you so much for joining us, Mike. Good luck
Great
with the
talking to
book,
you guys.
Father of Mine.
Happy Father's Day, too. First Father Day for you.
Hey, you as well, pal.
Thank you, man.
Hey, your bookie dad would be very proud, of the Italian fuck you've become.
We'll see.
All right.
I'll meet up with him one of these days. We'll see what he says.
Yeah, I think you'll say you done good, kid. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Florio.
Hey, Florio!
All right, let's get to a break. He has raised some shit now.
Big time.
Yeah.
Florio's raised some hell in his life. I assume his dad would be pumped up.
Last couple months alone.
Yeah, I mean, off-season's big time Florio time.
Him and Howie was awesome.
Yeah.
That whole entire back and forth.
Yeah. Oh, they hate each other. Mike Florio's getting dunked on. Then Florio was up the next morning.
Yep. No.
Right back in the batter's box.
Nope.
That's not the case.
That ain't real. There's more coming tomorrow, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Call me a conspiracy theorist. Let's get to a break. AJ Hawk will be on the other side, as we will also be joined by Michael Malone,
Let's go.
world champion coach of the Denver Nuggets. What a cool thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great work. Zeke sent an email to the Denver Nuggets PR people. They responded almost immediately.
Wow.
They're like, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Denver.
Thank you, Denver Nuggets.
Jeez, go.
We're going to ESPN, big time sellout program, but I think a lot of NBA people are like, oh, we should probably.
That guy's going to work at ESPN.
Maybe he's going to have a lot of basketball stuff.
What?
There's going to be a
some
lot of
NHL.
basketball conversation. We should maybe be nicer. We like that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
NHL people similar, I believe.
Yeah.
That's been good.
Yeah.
These are the perks of selling out.
Yeah.
No big
right.
deal.
You're not just selling out for no reason.
No.
Oh.
No.
Come on.
Nah.
Let's get to a break. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. Hell yeah. How are you doing, brother? Good to see you. You look awesome. It's incredible. Hey, we try to keep it a little cooler in here today for you, you know what I mean? Because the thermal get too hot. All right, so how do we see this going? Coming up there, you'll open the box with me. Me open the box. You'll bring box? Okay, cool. Are you gonna, you're just gonna walk? All right, do you wanna come out of there, or do you wanna come out of here? Where do you want? Out from the front? From here? Are you gonna run, or what are you walking? Oh, okay, big time. Little one-man parade. Hell yeah. Let the people know. We're very thankful you came. Hell yeah. You guys called me a one-trick pony whenever you were beating me up in that video. What's that all about, dude? That was you. I heard it was you. It's all right. Thank you for doing this. Hell yeah, hell yeah.
We're talking hockey. Roldy and Rupper talking hockey.
That was the first time I found out it was Mario Brothers. That's all. Growing up, like everybody called it Mario Bros. You know, that was just
Once you're called the fucking king of New York, you didn't feel like you had to dress to the higher level.
What I love about New York is however you want to dress, however you want to, who you want to be, you just blend in, and it's so comfortable.
This is an organization in Arizona that wasn't paying their fucking bills earlier in the season.
Again, he's not trying to square off with cats because no one.
Someone didn't pay the electric bill around here.
Fucking bum.
Where you at? Is it a dungeon? What is that? You got the bricks in the back.
The fuck's going on?
Is this a fucking Saw? Is this a Saw movie, dude?
Yeah.
Where's fucking Jigsaw?
You want to play a game?
Hey,
Hey, boss.
Thanks for talking.
You said you swept the Stars. That kind of shut me up. For the
That kind of. Hey.
Not one of my finest moments or proudest moments or whatever you want to call it. But I tell you one thing, it's infamous in the sense that I go into schools and young kids will come up to me and they go, "Oh, you really gave it to Bellows," and I got it. Oh, kid,
Yeah.
you know, that was computer generated.
Get into the Blues alumni kind of unofficially / officially. They gave me one of these bad boys.
Oh,
so
look at that. Got you
feel-
one of
I feel
these.
pretty.
Look at that thing.
That's
What?
what?
We're winning the fucking Stanley Cup. The Red Wings are almost as bad as Fox internet service right Whoa! there. The Bruins are getting
Yikes.
fucking ran out of town tonight. Your biggest lock, I got it. And Ty knows, even though he might be Mark Stoner in this thing, the Vegas Golden Knights fucking stink. Texas, what's that known for? WrestleMania's coming to town? Wally Mania's coming to town? Not the goddamn Dallas Stars. Let's go, Pens. We can't lose with 7 in the stands. Now,
Hey, great haircut. Good to meet you finally.
You know, we're
Yeah,
just
I love it.
side in the chair.
I love it.
Yeah, no, buddy.
It's as simple as this, okay? You gotta have fuck you in the game.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't, you're missing something.
I said, "Sir, if I could just speak up on his behalf, this is like the second greatest player ever." And Mario turned and looked at me and goes, "Second? Behind who?"
All 4 of those guys aren't rolling, or it's not enough to win one round. This is supposed to be a team good enough to win a cup. We're talking about one friggin' round.
Aaron Burrows told me, and he said this to Henrik Lundqvist's face at dinner. He goes, "Henky, you know how they did the renovation at the Garden for $1 billion? It's all you, bro. It's all you building the net. $1 billion renovation at the Garden, paid for in 5 years. It wasn't because the Knicks were in the playoffs. It's because the Rangers went on all those runs, and the stud on the team, among several, was their goalie, Henrik Lundqvist."
Gino, honestly, he's one of the funniest guys you can be around, and he probably busted my chops more than anybody. Why are you so slow? You old. Like, he would look up like my old contracts and be like, "What? No, you're no good."
Thanks for having me on. This was good hockey.
Hey,
What?
let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
Got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this holy shit, the Vegas Golden Knights are Stanley Cup champions Wednesday, June 14, 2023. Hour 2 of the program starts now.
Lordo!
He is now in Las Vegas for at least the next year. Now, we'll be touring the world with the boys as they bask in the presence of Lordo, who has been on a lot of teams' private charters, but never the Las Vegas Golden Knights plane. For the first time in the franchise's history, they become Stanley Cup champions last night in a dominant 9-3 win win over the Florida Panthers, who are without their best player, Kachuk. That does not mean anything less about this Stanley Cup championship. Stoner had a hat trick trying to score 4 goals. If he would have scored 4, we would have donated $250,000 to a charity of his choosing.
Wow.
But they did win the Stanley Cup, so we will donate $250,000 to a charity of their choosing, the boys who went on a miraculous run. And obviously, Stoner will be joining us in about an hour in 20, 15, 30 minutes.
Let's go.
Haven't got an exact response yet. Obviously, they had a little bit of a time last night in Sin City, celebrating the thing that they've been working their entire lives for. With so many different injuries probably on that roster, we cannot wait to hear it and celebrate it. Congrats to the Compton Stoner.
Way to go, Stoner.
Congrats to one half of the Toxic Table, not at Boston Connor, who had the greatest regular season in NHL history. Actually, to at Ty Schmidt, who's been a Vegas Golden Knights fan for 6 years, which is also the longest you could have been a Vegas Golden Knights fan. Enjoy your moment.
Okay, thank you. I will. It's been a hell of a run so far. 6 long, hard, arduous years of being a fan. You know, granted they've been pretty good since the get-go, which has been nice. But
yeah, but there's been some thick times.
There have been some thick times. Didn't make the playoffs last year.
Oh my God!
Trade for Jackie Aces. He's all banged up. You're wondering, hey, Stoner's had several back surgeries. Is he ever going to be the Stoner that I fell in love with watching? We don't know. And then, lo and behold, 1 year later, we're drinking whiskey and Cokes out of Lord Stanley's cup. It's amazing. It's been an amazing run.
Good for you, Ty.
There you go, Ty.
One half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, Stefan Diggs is here. And 14-year NFL corner, also Vegas Golden Knights fan. Just picked the team up a couple months ago. It's been a hell of a time in the hockey world for this man. Ladies and gentlemen, Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah, Pac.
What a fun night.
Yeah, unbelievable night. Put some guys down, you know. R.I.P. Darius Butler.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say fun couple nights for Diva, for Pac-Man.
Yeah, D-But's 2 teams had a great time through the run.
They did.
You know what I mean? The Miami Heat, they had 2 playing games.
Crazy.
Think about how the Heat fans were feeling then. They're like, oh, we're out. Oh, we might not. And then they get in, and you're playing with house money at that point.
Exactly.
So everything's good. Now we're shit talking. Holy hell, we get all the way to the finals, 4-1, it's over.
Quick.
God doesn't want to do the parade, don't even get to celebrate. I hope there was a time where D-Butt and all of South Florida got to enjoy the runs that these teams went on. Because these things end quickly, abruptly, and last night it was 9-3 to the tune of.
Yeah, but they made it though, you know. So they came a long way. It's hard to make it to the big dance.
Absolutely,
that's right.
They made it to the big dance.
Hell yeah, I was on a team who lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Boy, tough run to get there. Then you're the first loser. Nobody even cares or remembers. You do get a Super Bowl bonus, but it's vastly different than the ones that won.
Well, and people remember Jimmy Butler still because, you know, he said after they won the Eastern Conference Finals, I'll hold the next trophy. And then now he's not going to the Hall of Fame. So people will still remember what he was doing.
Okay, he doesn't want to go to the Hall of Fame. That was an interesting interview. I don't know when that was from. You just showed it to me yesterday. Let's go to the guy that's in an attic in Ohio. And he has participated in a Lord Stanley Cup championship party.
Yes. A big one.
Actual family member has won the Stanley Cup very recently. Very, very recently. It is actually his Twitter photo right now is him pouring Lordo into Jack Johnson's mouth, having a nice beer over there in Ohio. Avid hockey watcher. I wonder what his big takeaway is, but he's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion. He's a Ryder Cup winner, but not a champion there. He is the current champion of Ohio, which is basically the president of Ohio. So congrats to Mr. President on another great hockey season. AJ Hawk. Mr. President, what are your thoughts on old Stoner and the boys getting a job done last night?
I'll tell you what, it's how often do we see blowouts like that in elimination games to win everything?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a cagey affair, a little scrappy, but when Stoner got rolling early, and they were just pumping pucks on that. It was just like because Nick said it yesterday on the show. Nick said Bobrovsky, the goalie for the Florida Panthers, throughout this playoff run has been standing on his fucking head.
Unreal.
There's an America's Got Talent Act where 2 guys actually stand on each other's head.
Yes.
That is what Bobrovsky was doing for the Florida Panthers. And if you're going to win a Stanley Cup, your goalie has to do that. Aiden Hill has done that numerous times for the Vegas Golden Knights. But during the finals here, Bobrovsky has looked, what'd you say? Pedestrian. I believe that's how you described it.
Yeah, and it's almost like an insult, kind of, but like I didn't mean it to be because he's played so good coming into there. Now he's just kind of playing average, and it just wasn't enough anymore.
Yeah, so whenever that happens, Nick's not the only one who notices that.
No.
You know, the Vegas Golden Knights are like, hey, everything's going on the net right now.
Hammer.
We might steal one. You know what I mean? There's with the way things are going right now, we might fucking steal one. And Jack Eichel almost did.
Yeah.
And then the
Barbashev came in and pop.
Yeah, like they were just pumping pucks on net. And I think any of us that know hockey, all we've ever said is, hey, listen, skates on ice, Puck's on net.
Bingo.
That's all we need. You go to a hockey game, most people are saying around you, shoot, shoot, shoot.
On net. Getting pissed off. Everyone's pissed off, too. They're super pissed when they don't shoot.
Shoot the fucking shoot. It's like Vegas last night just did it.
Yeah.
And then they scored 9 all of a sudden. It's like now me as fan who has screamed shoot so many times in an arena watching Pittsburgh Penguins, I feel like, they just proved that I was right this entire time. Because they were shooting from fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Every angle they were doing and taking advantage of Bobrovsky potentially being a little bit in his own head, but also them not having Tkachuk. And we talked about this in the first hour, AJ. People that are new to hockey don't know this. The injuries that are about to come out about the Florida Panthers team and this Vegas Golden Knights team, the injuries for the Vegas Golden Knights probably won't come out until after their parade. Because the boys are like, hey, let's not ruin.
Right.
Not yet.
Exactly.
I'm going to do the parade at least. Let's get me to there. But once these injuries start coming out, it's like I think respect is gained at a whole new level for these hockey guys. What a hell of a year. What a hell of a run. Can't wait to see all of the injuries that have taken place.
Well, I mean, they're just a whole league of throwback players, it feels like. I just remember old buddy who died on the ice and tried to come back. When was it? When did that happen? He had a heart situation and he was announced dead and he tried to get back in the game.
Yeah, well, hit puck.
When that happened?
You're talking about like the
I don't know if he got hit or what 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years, 6 years ago.
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't know. A dude had like cardiac arrest. They pulled him off the side and they said that when he kind of came to, when they kind of got him stable, he was trying to get back in the game.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Rich Peverly down in Dallas, but it's happened a couple times. You guys mentioned Chris Pronger. It's happened to him as well.
Rich Peverly has heart
Jack was playing there. Jack was playing against. I was watching the game because I think it's against the Jackets.
Okay, he has heart stop on bench. He was just sitting there. Can we scroll down?
Yeah, he took a shift, came back to the bench, sat down on the bench, and then passed out, kind of keeled over on the bench, and they resuscitated him there.
Peverly's heart stopped briefly during Monday's game, which was immediately postponed and will be made up at a later date if necessary. While on the bench in the first round, Peverly appears to have gone into cardiac arrest. In a video below, you can see the reaction of the Athletic trainers. Stars players reacted properly by getting the hell out of the way, calling for referees to stop the game. This guy's dead. Could you imagine? That would be
That's nuts.
banana scene. But yeah, to your point, I mean, Jack Eichel was certainly knocked unconscious on that hit from Tkachuk.
Oh, yeah.
He was stumbling. He had whatever happened. And then third period comes back out, has a fucking goal. Tkachuk, same thing. The guy, they lifted him. This is the way it was described. We had to stand him up for game 4, tape his pads on him, put the sweater on him, put his shorts on, put the skates on, and then we just kind of dumped them out onto the ice. It's pretty much what was said. And then he played a game, scored a goal, I think.
Yeah.
Started a couple fights. And then for game 5, they're like, we all decided that this is not a good look. We actually had 4 people had to stand him up. He couldn't even use his legs. Like, maybe not tonight.
Carry him onto the ice.
But that's like the hockey thing, and it's a fucking beautiful part of the game.
Even that dude in the first round against the Golden Knights for the Winnipeg Jets, like, it's not the same thing, but like the fucking guy had to get like 75 stitches and then came back. He missed like 1 shift and came back and played 75 stitches. Like most people, you get 75 stitches. Like
you're telling the story forever.
Yeah, and you're probably in the hospital, like on bed rest for weeks. 75 stitches is so fucking many. It was in the face too. Yeah,
It was
exactly.
right around his eyes. He's like, come on, quick, hurry it up. Like, damn, I mean, that's 1.
Fucking keeps bleeding. What do you want to do?
He's at least 3.
Hey, imagine if you talk to. I bet old school hockey guys too probably think, oh, these guys don't know what tough is. Like the guys from the 80s and 90s.
They're wearing helmets. That's bullshit.
So we actually talked about that because they changed the goon rule pretty much. They almost made it like impossible to have a goon on the roster with the way salary cap set up and what the game was and what the penalties were going to be. So I think a lot of the old school hockey people were like, game's getting soft, game's getting soft. It's like this playoff series, there's a bunch of dogs out there. We appreciate them. And congrats to the Vegas Golden Knights and the Florida Panthers making it all the way. We'll talk to Stoner in about an hour and 10 minutes. Speaking of guys being tough, a new trailer has been released for a series called Quarterback, which is Omaha Productions and NFL Films coming together to document 3 quarterbacks as if it was like a reality show, behind the scenes, full capture, kind of displaying what it would be like to be a quarterback in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, who won the Super Bowl, is being documented. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. Kirk Cousins, who had obviously the best year he's had in a long, long time while battling through some things, is in there. And Marcus Mariota, who obviously we all know the name of, but I think he got like cut or released on his birthday.
His birthday.
On like his birthday, I think happened. And they're filming everything all season long. And they released the first trailer. It's going to be on Netflix July 12th, I believe.
Sick.
Hey.
Gonna be good?
Peyton runs, obviously, Omaha. Peyton, the Mannings own that thing.
Yeah.
This is a fucking good one.
Home run.
This is going to be, I think, very well received because, global is what the Netflix audience is.
Yeah.
That's why, the F1 thing did so well because everybody got to know all the drivers, and it's a global thing. Here we go. Whenever you talk about the full swing with the golf, global thing, here we go. People that aren't NFL fans somehow, which are out there.
Oh, yeah.
Which, what are you doing, bro?
Just
Why?
watch.
What are we?
It's the best.
What are we gonna do? Them watching this, I think, is going to make them respect the players that are at the top of the game, respect the grind, respect everything about it. And here is the trailer from Netflix and from NFL Films and from Omaha, ultimately, who owns the project. We are pumped for July 12th.
Yes.
Here's a sneak peek, they said.
Let's go upstairs now and read, okay? Why does the NFL have so many rules against hitting quarterbacks?
It's bedroom.
The quarterback throwing a pass is wide open for dangerous hits. An injury to the quarterback can sink a team's entire season.
I'm going to take you out here.
No. Hell no. I'm good.
This is about as close as they'll ever get to seeing what it's like to be a quarterback in this league.
I dedicate my life to football. All day, all day.
I love to compete. I love the relationships that come with that. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
He's score. He's down. Oh, I would have gotten up. Everybody sees the game days, but they don't see the day-to-day grind.
Every season's a roller coaster.
Hey, you get one opportunity a week. Marcus will keep it and score. Let's go!
It's really nice to get him away from football and spend time with our family.
Oh my gosh, he made it the first try.
How many did y'all make?
I can do that one.
Just kind of a basic guy.
We call it dad style.
If ever I do go out of my shell, it seems to become a thing.
Dive in.
Let's go. This was the turducken. You get one game plan one game, then a completely different game plan the next. That's a good ass hit, though. Great play, dog.
I know what I signed up for.
You just got to be able to buckle your chin strap up.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Jeez.
My instinct has always been I'm going to be the guy to make the play. And I think that kind of gets me in trouble.
Let's go out there and find a way to drag our ass across the finish line.
Mahomes is in trouble, scrambling to his right. Gets off the hip, and now fires it late.
I'm like that.
Oh.
Dude,
Sick.
that last guy there wins the Super Bowl too,
Yes.
while
Yeah.
they're filming it all. Let's go. How awesome was that, AJ?
That's going to be pretty sweet. All the access the player, like they're in meeting rooms, in their houses. Like that's what makes it cool. We get to see these people as humans, and then also on the field as aliens that just seem to operate at a different level. This is awesome.
Yeah, and the fact that Pat wins the Super Bowl.
Yes. Yeah.
And I believe there was reports that potentially Jalen was asked as well. If they would have had Jalen in there as well, and they have both them get to the Super Bowl, then Kirk Cousins has his year.
Great year.
And then the Mariota thing happens to him. It's like the series covers basically every fucking part of it all. So I guess the only thing that isn't there is Jalen or another one of these younger guys, but that's season 2.
Yeah, exactly.
That's season 2 with how awesome this thing's going to be. I love it.
I would love to see Joe Burrow on there. That fits something that I think he will be interested in because he have that flair about himself. But that was really good, man. You get to dive into the players and the person, not just the on the field stuff, and you get to see all the stuff that go into a Sunday. It's a long grind. Everybody think you just get there Sunday and play. It ain't. It's everything you do before Sunday.
How about Kirk? Did we score?
Yeah.
No.
Down to 10.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I would have stood up.
Yeah.
He took a shot on that play.
Yeah, and they got them all mic'd up. Obviously, NFL Films has everybody mic'd up at all times. But them being in partner with Peyton doing this, could anybody else have got it done? I don't think so.
No way. Yeah.
Because like that amount of access, everybody's like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot. We see a lot of people.
The teams have to agree to it as well. Like the teams have to be on board. Everybody does. And imagine like the thousands of hours of footage you have to edit to get to make even a trailer like that.
I fucking loved it.
If it wasn't Peyton, I don't think it'd get done because they pretty much respect Peyton and knowing that nothing's going to get out that can affect the game. Sure.
Yeah, because Peyton is a big, hey, let's not hurt the team. You know what I mean? Let's not hurt
Peyton would not. You think Peyton would have done this when he played? You think you would have give him all this access?
That's a great question.
No chance.
That is a great question that I assume he was asked.
But Mahomes, like because they had Mahomes and they won the Super Bowl, now it's hey, this doesn't matter. Like we just did this in the first season ever, and the guy that we filmed won the Super Bowl. So if you think that there's something that might get affected because of it, it's not because
it's you. It's not us.
Yeah, we had Mahomes. So
it's like Hard Knocks. The Hard Knocks curse,
exactly,
whatever.
Yes.
So them having the first season,
boom,
the guy go win a Super Bowl. It's like nah.
It's more so
you guys suck. That's on you.
Yeah.
That's not on us out here. We've proven it already.
Well, and with like Hard Knocks, like those guys hate that, and that's training camp. Like this is them throughout the entire regular season and the playoffs, having a film crew in the buildings. Like I know the Hard Knocks in season kind of did that, but every team they've picked so far has absolutely stunk during that year. Like that is kind of a the amount of trust that they have to show, and I think it just underscores like, hey, if Peyton's not the one executive producing and kind of behind this, like I don't think this is getting made.
Would be sweet if they really do dive into like the therapy that people have to go through.
Yeah.
I saw him in the room.
Yeah.
I saw him in the room there, and I guess with how much time it takes, it wouldn't be easy to showcase or display. But just one 5 a.m. start of rehab.
Yeah.
Because you got a meeting at 7 or whatever, and then you got to do that. And that's on a Thursday or on a Wednesday, week 15, Like these guys are dead fucking tired, late in the season. What do you have to do? Oh, I got to go in at 5 a.m. and they're going to stretch this partially torn ligament I have. It's going to hurt like hell. So
hours.
I'm going to get 5 hours of sleep right here. And what am I waking up? When I wake up, when an alarm goes off, what am I doing? I'm going into some of the most painful shit of all time. And then I'm doing that just so that we could go to a meeting afterwards and then into practice. And then into a lunch, then into another meeting, then into a walkthrough, and then back into rehab again, and then going to bed. And guess what's happening tomorrow? Same fucking thing. It's like, it is wild if they're able to showcase that. I think the world who maybe doesn't appreciate the sport as much, and maybe the art of it, and the commitment and dedication, because they say, oh, you only have 17 games. That's how some people view it. You only have 17 games. It's like, I hope they really get a chance to see what these weeks are like for people, because it's just car crashes. It's just like, hey, this sport is car crash. No matter how much they soften it, body shot, head shot, still a shot that is happening at 20 some miles an hour with people who are like crafted weapons. And Kirk Cousins eating one
getting crushed
right in the middle of the thing. It's like I just popped 2 ribs. What did Drew Brees have? 6.
Yeah, like
broken ribs.
And like a punctured lung too. Yeah,
I forget what it was.
Well, hopefully we do get that with Mahomes too, because remember after the Jacksonville game in the playoffs, like that was the biggest story leading up. Was like, hey, they really don't know if he's going to be able to go this week. And then there was the press conference where we saw him walking off the stage all gingerly, and then we were looking at all the practice film, like see how he was moving. So hopefully they do dive into that with him getting ready for the AFC Championship.
Yeah, he's the only one too. Like at that point, by then Kirk Cousins got eliminated by the Giants. So that after that second week of the playoffs, it better be it's probably just all Mahomes and like what he has to do, because they also showed him using the Theragun when he was laying on the ground, and they also showed that.
We got a couple of those Theraguns around.
Oh yeah,
we got a little elbow gun thing over there. It's in the packet. I haven't opened it up yet.
You got tennis elbow? No. Pickleball elbow?
No, pickleball. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
wear one of those sweet little braces on your forearm like people wear.
Okay, I will. And maybe they make it a Gary Vee one.
Yeah, exactly.
It would call paddleball Pat.
Yep.
Boom.
Pickleball Pat. And I have that elbow thing.
Sweet.
I got a bandana like I'm fucking Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's in the news. Joe Burrow at his press conference was asked an incredibly uncomfortable question by a local media person. And I enjoy the fact that the person took the shot, because we got a chance to hear how Joey Burrow views the whole entire situation. Hey, Joey, who's the greatest quarterback in the game, pal? I don't know what Joe Burrow was supposed to say to that to be the right answer. This is what he said, though, when he was asked about the greatest of all time, or greatest of right now.
I don't think there's any argument right now. It's Pat. Tell somebody has a better year than he's had. He's the one to knock off.
Is he talking about me? No,
He's talking about Mahomes.
Oh, I thought Patrick, though. Yeah, you have to call Mahomes Patrick.
You do.
Your Super Bowl, or you do have the highest.
Yeah, you have to.
QBR on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so.
Until somebody has a
Tough
better
one.
day.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Thank you, Joey.
Yeah, it's quite a compliment.
What if he should have followed up? You mean McAfee or Mahomes?
What if he would have said
McAfee?
Yeah, QBR Thanksgiving.
Untouchable.
Anyways, he's talking about Mahomes, though. I appreciate the fact that he's saying that. Also, not overly excited to be saying it, which I appreciate as a Cincinnati Bengals fan, I think. But what is Joey supposed to say to that? I think that's the right answer, I guess?
I think it's it seems like Joe seems very comfortable, obviously, in who he is, but just say whatever you like. He did. It sounds like why people love him. He's not giving you cliches. He's like, oh. Yeah, he'll tell you exactly what he's thinking, it sounds like.
Yeah, he's an Ohio fuck. That's like whenever they asked Joe Flacco if he thought he was an elite quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
So what is Joe Flacco supposed to say?
Yeah.
Joe Flacco, imagine Joe Flacco saying no to that. Then every Ravens fan's like, this guy's got no confidence. Get him out of here. Is this guy you want to lead, man? No. Get this person out of here. Then he says, yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Joe Flacco.
Really?
Oh, this guy.
Is that right?
That was the best.
Felt like that a little bit, but Joey Burrow handles everything great. And could very easily, when it's all said and done, be in the greatest of all time conversation.
Yeah.
I think he knows that. I think he appreciates that. And shout out to Joe.
Yeah, and I respect what Joe said. We got to get some jury on the wall before we can say something.
For the first time ever.
So I think that was a honest and good answer. As far as right now, but
you said
once they get the jury on the wall, I'm saying the trophy. Jury.
Yeah, a couple rings.
I watched that. What's that show? Where
Jury Duty.
They're a jury. Yeah.
Jury Duty.
Sure.
Pretty good.
That's by them. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
talking
in
about
jury duty, I believe, too.
Is this where the one guy knows?
Yeah, it's like a Joe Schmo show.
Yeah.
Where one person doesn't know that it's all scripted. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good show. That's not what you're talking about. There wasn't just like 12 humans voting on things on the wall.
Yeah,
you're talking
inside
about
the Bengals.
Jury.
Yeah.
Jury.
Like Lou ain't room.
Jury. Got it. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, just got some jury.
Yeah.
World champion.
Big jury.
Brought a championship to a team and a franchise that has never had one. And obviously, he will give credit to all of his players, but he needs to be applauded as well. Every time we saw him working during a timeout, he was fucking all in. Saw him on the sideline, he was fantastic. Whenever he was in his press conferences after the game, transparent and motivating at the same damn time. No one was on the precipice, but where they were. This guy managed expectations and navigated a road that is never easy to the top of the NBA. His dad was a coach in the NBA.
What?
He's been in the NBA since 2001, 22 fucking years. Now he's a world champion head coach of the Denver Nuggets. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Malone.
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Hey, fantastic. Not as good as you. Not as good as you, but we are doing fantastic. How's it been here for about a day and a half as world champion Denver Nugget coach?
A world champion. I like that. Hey, it's going well. It's going well. I'll be honest. It really hasn't hit me yet. It's so surreal trying to soak it all in with my family, with our coaches, with our players. And I was talking with Jared Bednar, the Avalanche head coach, and I said, when did it really hit you after last year's Stanley Cup? And he said, at the parade. They won at the parade. He got emotional, and that's when it hit him. So maybe tomorrow, as we have our parade, celebrate with our fans here in Denver, it'll hit me. But just so proud to be a part of something historical for this franchise and this city.
Hell yeah, you've earned it. Obviously, all of you had. And I hope the parade is fantastic, and I hope Joker enjoys it.
Yeah.
Seems like it's at a pretty inconvenient time for Joker. His town is actually hosting the Serbian horse racing circuit this Sunday, we do believe. Wow. So there's a lot that has to go on. When he was informed of the Thursday parade, it was electrifying. Obviously, we all saw that. And I think we've learned the most about this guy who's already won 2 times MVP of the entire league, this playoff run. Kind of forced into the national picture. And there was a stat that we were just given that the Denver Nuggets are the first Western Conference team to win the NBA title that aren't in the state of Texas or California since 1979.
Wow.
Okay, it was the Supersonics when that happened. And we've talked about this a lot, Coach, and you can't pay attention to this because you just got to motivate the boys or whatever. The Nuggets are never on prime time over here in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. You start listing off everything that is promoted in the NBA. Then your team, whenever we got to meet them, it's like, hey, this seems to be a team that's built on marble, hard workers. Their superstars don't give a fuck if they're superstars or if anybody knows it. Is this how the team has always been? Is this how the guys are? Is it a part of your culture? Why do you think your team is like that? And how pumped are you that the world's kind of getting introduced to this team that you've put together?
Well, I think we've often used that kind of lack of attention or lack of disrespect as a motivating factor. We understood that no one has given us credit. No one believed in us. No one thought we'd be world champions. No one thought Nikola Jokic could be a good defensive player or we'd ever win a championship with Nikola because of his lack of defense. But every narrative that's come our way, Pat, where I'm not a good enough coach, we're not a good enough team, we're not tough enough, I think we've shown everybody in the last 16 games that we are. We're built for this. We are tough. We have guys that don't listen to that. We use it as motivation at times. And I do feel finally on the biggest stage in the world that people finally do know who the Denver Nuggets are.
Hell yeah.
And they do know how great of a player Nikola Jokic is. First player in NBA history to lead the postseason in points, rebounds, and assists. The guy is just incredible. But the best part about our group, and I know you guys know this, it's not just the Nikola Jokic and the miracles like Danny Manning years ago. Jamal Murray is a hell of a player.
Great.
Michael Porter has proven himself to be a really quality player in a very short NBA career. Aaron Gordon was incredible. Jeff Green, Bruce Brown, Christian Brown, KCP, now a two-time world champion. So we win together, we lose together. We often talk about family in our locker room, and going to be more proud and more happy to work with the guys I work with every single day.
Hell, Coach, that was awesome. That was awesome. Go ahead, AJ.
Coach, what's it like the last few minutes of that game a few nights ago when I'm watching there and you can feel the crowd start to realize, hey, this is it. Like, we're going to close and we're going to win this thing. As a coach, say the last 2 or 3 minutes when you know, like, yeah, we're most likely going to win this thing. How do you let your brain stay on and stay with it and not, I guess, daydream thinking, yeah, this is, hey, 2 minutes, 3 minutes from now, I'm going to be a world champion. Like, was that tough to handle that?
You know, it was really interesting because the last 3 minutes is back and forth, and on last minute, we started to get a little bit of separation. And then we got a big stop and they fouled us and Bruce Brown made 2 free throws. Huge. And then KCP got the steal. And then I look up the clock and the crowd is starting to I'm getting goosebumps talking about this. Yep. And the crowd is realizing what's about to happen. 47 years in the making. And I'm saying to myself, holy shit, this is about to happen. we're about to be world champions, man. And I'm trying to comport myself, keep my composure. And I made sure when the buzzer went off, I didn't want to celebrate. Part of me wanted to run around like Jimmy Valvano, looking for somebody to hug me. And then I want to make sure that Eric Spoelstra, who was a friend of mine who I have tremendous respect for, I want to make sure I went down and gave Spo and his coaches the credit and love that they deserve, and as well as their players, and acknowledging them and their effort, being an 8th seed, getting all the way to the NBA Finals. I mean, Jimmy Butler's a warrior, Bam Adebayo, all those players. Then after that, it's kind of like, all right, where's my family? Being a coach, moving my family around as much as I have, wanted to make sure I found my wife, Jocelyn, my 2 daughters, Caitlin and Bridget, to give them a hug, and then to celebrate. I mean, it was being in that locker room, spraying champagne, having a few pops. It was one of those moments that I'll never, ever forget. But those last few moments prior to that buzzer were surreal, and my mind was racing a million miles an hour.
Yeah, warranted. Completely okay. I think everybody would expect that. I don't know if you've seen the video of Joker doing the champagne bottle spray. Just one of the many things he did. I mean, this whole night he was, all right, I did it, he said. Okay, we did it, I did it. And then him tackling Jamal Murray into the pool is a cool moment. Right. And I couldn't even imagine how tight that team is. It appears as if the culture you've built over there is amazing. And you talk about it in the time out there whenever you're trying to calculate and take it all in. And then it's like, oh, we're going to do this thing. I think one of my favorite timeouts you took, you guys were up 10. And I forget how much time was left, but you I think it was like a minute left, maybe 2. I forget what it was. You were giving up some points. You were still up 10. You call a timeout. And it was very clear that you're like, nah, we ain't fucking, hey, listen, this is not getting close. Like, your timeouts almost became must-see television. I don't know if you know that from outside looking in, but the way you talk to your team, and I know Joker got super fucking animated in that one timeout, but the way you talk to your team, it felt good to see, I think, at a professional level. Like, you were very, emotional. Seemed like you were loud. Seemed like they were listening. It's like, are you always like that? Or are you a very, practices? Are they high energy? What is your kind of every single day? Is it exactly what we see whenever we're watching you on the court?
Well, you know what? I've been the head coach here in Denver for 8 years now. And I've always challenged myself to become a better coach. And part of that was all, not becoming emotional every day and trying to be the same person every day. Win or lose, I can't be high and low. That turns the players off. I learned from my father, man, my players got to know that I'm with them win or lose. And so trying to be the same person every day, bring the same energy every day. And I think our players have responded so much better to that. But in those huddles, I have to be me, right? I'm not going to be someone I'm not. I have to be genuine. And our players respect that. But they also know I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be direct, and I'm going to hold them accountable. And some people look at that as like, oh, you can do that? If you're not doing that, to me, you're not doing your job as a head coach. That is my obligation and my job as a head coach. Even after game 2, people say, oh, you blasted your team. I didn't blast my team. I was honest. In game 2, we were not disciplined enough, and we didn't work hard enough. And our players didn't fight back. They didn't say coach is tripping. They said, you know what? You're right. We got to own it, and we got to be better moving forward. And that's what family is. That's what coaching is. And our players know I have their back, but I'm also going to do my job. And if they need me to get on them, I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Hey, that sounds like such common sense for a coach, but it's not the norm anymore, Coach.
No.
What you guys got over there is special. I'm excited to see. And let's talk about the future a little bit here. So the owner of your particular program has won everything. He might be the greatest sports owner. He's on the greatest sports owner run right now, but he might become the greatest sports owner of all time with the diversity of championships in so many different leagues and navigating it all. And Stephen A. was on here the other day, and I believe he described him as fiscally conservative, but that might have been something that has been said about him in other sports. At the Rams, he went all in, and then they won a Super Bowl, they dial it back. I think St. Louis thinks he's very, St. Louis has their own thoughts. Yeah. But when we were looking at your roster, feels like everybody's around. It feels like everybody's got at least a couple more years left. That is not the norm, I guess, in the NBA, with people leaving and coming and going, seemingly being promoted by the NBA and the new CBA, not being able to pay people to keep around without some tax increase or whatever. When you look ahead to the next couple of years, and I hate to do this because we're in the moment, we're enjoying it, but hey, good time to be a Denver Nugget, right? I mean, we're here, right? It feels like that at least.
No, I couldn't agree more. And I said that to our crowd after the game up on the podium with Lisa Salters. And I know everybody talks about when you win one, it's, hey, let's get another one. But for me, to what you said, we have young players in their prime. You know what I mean? And you have a historically great player in Nikola Jokic. You have Jamal Murray, who has come back from an ACL injury, not the same player, a better player. Michael Porter coming back from a back injury, had the best year of his NBA career. Aaron Gordon, the versatility that he's shown throughout the playoffs and different guys that he's guarded at a very high level. KCP, a 2-time world champion, and Bruce Brown and guys off of a bench, Christian Brown. It's a great time to be a Denver Nuggets
We're all
fan.
back. Yeah.
We're not satisfied with one championship. We want many, many more. We're some greedy bastards here in Denver. We're not satisfied with one. We're trying to get some jewelry, more jewelry. Like you got.
Boom. Speaking of jewelry, Pac-Man has a question for you, Coach.
Coach, you talked about all the young stars, but how important was it for you to mix the veterans, the Caldwell Pope, and all the other guys with the younger guys? How was their role in helping out the younger guys?
Man, that's a great question, great point. And I'm glad you brought it up because I've been in the league a long time. I've been around this game a long time. And everybody says you have to have veterans. I wouldn't say that's true. You have to have the right veterans. You have to have veterans that are mature, veterans that are truly selfless. And I have talked about these guys a lot this year. DeAndre Jordan, that guy was incredible for us this year and didn't play a lot.
Yeah.
And before we signed him last summer, I was very honest with DeAndre. I said, listen, DJ, you're going to come here. You might play, you might not play. If you're coming here and you think that's going to be an issue, I don't want you getting here and say, well, Coach lied to me. Coach didn't tell me what the facts were. And DJ all year long has been a vocal presence and force in that locker room.
Yeah.
Ish Smith, a 13-year vet, been around a lot of different teams. His presence every day, his hard work, setting the example for young players was impactful. Jeff Green, a 16-year vet. Here's a guy after that game, I felt probably more happy for Jeff Green than anybody. 16 years in this league, had a heart issue where he didn't know if he'd ever play the game again. Damn. And now he's a world champion. KCP, 10 years, the only guy in the locker room that won a championship before. Those four guys especially, DJ, Ish, KCP, and Jeff Green, were a phenomenal veteran group, vocally, by leadership, their energy every day, and they kept this group together. And I couldn't be more thankful to have a group like that.
That's the things that, like, a coach, even the greatest of coaches, can't teach to the young guys. Like, young guys, like, hey, here's a hotel. This is what we're doing at hotel. Right. This is how we're doing in this situation. This is how we do in this situation. Like, obviously, there's some teams that need a good veteran presence. It was very apparent during the NBA season this year.
Yeah.
You guys have that. Everything seems to be so brilliantly done. It's been an honor to learn about your squad this playoffs run. Connor, who's diehard Celtics fan, this guy.
Yeah.
Diehard Celtics fan, Coach.
Coach would have been more fun series with the Celtics. I think we can all admit that now that we're here. But one of the things that I think everyone was kind of, drawn to the Nuggets was when you were talking after the Lakers games in your press conferences, and obviously, people didn't really want to talk about you guys. People didn't really want to talk about what Jokic was doing. And Pat mentioned earlier, the prime time really wasn't built up for the Nuggets. And even after you swept the Lakers, there was different conversations, and that's neither here nor there. But they weren't talking about the Nuggets sweeping, LeBron and the Lakers. Do you think now that you guys have, put Denver on the map with the championship, being that first team since 1979 to win outside of Texas and California, do you think now people will, not only respect the Nuggets, but will look at the Denver Nuggets as
I'm doing it.
Yeah, like the team in the West now?
Hell yeah.
Well, a really good question. And speaking of the Lakers, I just want you guys to know this is breaking news. I'm thinking about retiring, so don't tell anybody.
You love it, Coach. You love it. Coach, let's take the conversation away from the championship. Let's talk about the coach retiring.
Yes.
Hey, you hated it, huh? Okay, good. I'm happy to hear that. You're a human.
Only kidding. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I don't want the Kroenke family hearing that, trying to find a new coach. I'm not going anywhere. Having fun. I'm having fun with my new friends over here.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're lucky for that.
But to your question, the frustration in that series against the Lakers was like, picture this, man. We all love sports. We've been around it. We win game 1 against the Lakers, and the headlines are Lakers figure out Nuggets. And and we're up 1-0. I've never seen that in the conference finals where a team is up 1-0 and they're talking about Rui Hachimura guarding Nikola, and the Lakers have figured us out. And then you win the series, and then it's the narrative is the Lakers. And I think we've done enough to hopefully put the Denver Nuggets in people's minds and their hearts because of how we play. I think it's the right way to play the game of basketball. Unselfish, guys playing not just with each other, but for each other. But the reality, too, is like, if they don't, we don't give a shit. Like, we believe in each other. We know what we're doing. And all we're worried about is what we do every single day on this journey. And, to celebrate with the people you love and care about. This is what we all work so hard for.
Hey, we're lucky that we're getting to watch your journey, man, honestly. Yeah. And we're not the biggest NBA program. We've broken NBA news here, though.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Shams.
Absolutely.
Shout out Shams doing that on here. But watching your team has just been, and we're going to ESPN, so we're about to have access to so much more NBA stuff. Like, we've kind of gotten a little bit of a depiction of what we're going to have access to whenever we get to ESPN. A lot of NBA stuff, these AIs.
Yeah.
Hey, they might take your job someday. That's what you need to worry about, Kroenke hiring this fucking AI thing. I don't even know. I don't know if they'll be able to figure out to motivate as good as you. But, like, we could pull up all of Joker's three-point shots from fourth quarters of games within, like, 4 seconds. This dude is throwing, he's shot putting balls over his head, swish. And then you look him up in the Serbian horse story and the humility and everything like that. But then his brothers were going to fight some people in Miami. Then we learn about his brothers. There's massive tatted dudes from Serbia who seem to be the same exact size. And then we're seeing videos of them picking your ass up and throwing you into the sky. How did this tradition start? And at any point did you think to yourself, hey, here's some strong fucking Serbians throwing me around a little bit?
Well, I knew there was some strong fucking Serbians for a long time. But I think an important part of that story is, my job as a coach is not just X's and O's, it's relationships. And I've been over to Serbia to spend time with Nikola and his family. And I've gotten to know them on a real personal level and to become very close with them. So after we beat the Lakers in LA, I went over to give them both a hug. Next thing you know, I'm being thrown in the air. Then after we win the NBA championship, I went over to give them a hug. And they're that much more excited because this is a championship. I was like, they were getting some really good air on that. So My daughter's got a big kick out of it. You look at that silly picture. I got a smile like a 5-year-old kid at an amusement park. But Nikola, his family, he's never forgotten where he's come from. He's humble. He's selfless. And the fact that he can't wait to get back to Sombor for his horses speaks about who he is. And he's never changed. I mean, we've all been around pro athletes. He's never changed with the MVPs. He's never changed with the money, the max contract. And he's not going to change now that as a world champion. He's the same person. And that is one thing aside from the consistency that he plays at the high level. But the fact that he's never changed and is the same guy, I think is just wonderful to be around him. And I feel really fortunate to coach a guy like that. He's a selfless superstar. And the narrative this year of him being a stat padder, the narrative of him this year being a guy that wasn't good enough defensively, the narrative that he won the MVP because of racism, all those things that were being thrown about, just take him for who he is. He is a great player, and enjoy it and appreciate it, as well as all the other great players this league has to offer.
Yeah, people can't do that, though. I mean, welcome to 2023. I mean, people can't just enjoy things that are great. They have to throw rocks at things that shine. But to your point, he doesn't care about anything, it sounds like. All those stats, he doesn't care about. If people say, like, we called Perk a racist, by the way. I want to let you know that. We did do our part whenever he came on this program. We had to get it in there for that entire narrative that kind of got cooked. But all that stuff happens. Does he do interviews? Like, I've seen his press conferences, and I guess the biggest takeaway for the press conference was like, it's only stat. What is stat? We win. Okay, cool. I'm out here Thursday. That was the most emotion I've seen. The parade is on Thursday.
What?
Whoa.
Ready to go home.
Whoa. Like, is he behind closed doors when he's away from people? We have good time, fun, interact. Teammates obviously love him.
There's no doubt. Like last summer, one of the cooler moments I've ever been a part of, we surprised him at his stable with the MVP trophy.
Yeah.
And I tell you, man, it was like out of a movie. He's coming around the corner on his horse and buggy. Like we're back in like the 1920s. He's on his horse and buggy, and he hears the music, and he's wondering what the hell's going on. Then he sees Josh Kroenke. He sees Tim Connolly. He sees myself. He sees Felipe Eichenberger, our strength coach, and he realizes what's going on. And the tears that started flowing. It was a credible moment to share with him, share in this journey. And it just meant so much to him and his family that we made the effort to go over there and surprise him in that manner. But as that night went along and the pivot and the rakia started flowing, he's a dancer. He has a good time. And I think sometimes he can be very, very dry and short answers. But he is we call him Joker for a reason. He's got a great personality. He's a lot of fun. And I think being a dad now, being a husband, has really kind of probably rounded him out and matured him even that much more.
That's amazing to hear, because you can tell he has good personality with the into the microphone.
Yeah.
He's letting everybody know he's not happy. Like, that is a funny thing. Go ahead, AJ.
Coach, do you know what the plans are for the parade? I seen those pictures of Joker's brothers. You might want to stay away from them at the parade. If you're on the top of like a double-decker bus,
like
throwing you
like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So, like, do you know where you're going to be set up, who you're going to be with?
One boat to the
You know what? I was meeting with a few folks before I came on with you guys, and I know it's tomorrow. We're on a bunch of fire trucks. I'm not really sure which fire truck I'm on, but I think I'm going to be hopping off that fire truck, milling with the crowd, enjoying a few cocktails, and just celebrating with the best fans in the world. So I just keep on thinking about Klay Thompson last year in their video, and Klay was running around the streets, running into people. So it will be fun. I have no idea what the plan is, but looking forward to being on a fire truck and celebrating with everybody.
Klay left the trophy with somebody, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mahomes did the same thing.
Yeah, I think you're going to be pretty shit-faced.
Yeah.
You're going to have to give a speech. You're going to have to give a speech.
I know. And you know what? That could be really like quality TV right there. Malone can't speak right now.
I just want to say I love all you guys. All right. Congrats, man.
Adrian!
Last question here, Coach. We appreciate your time. Go ahead, Ty.
Coach, you mentioned how, X's and O's aren't the whole part of your job. Building relationships are. And Pat said how, you've been coaching in the NBA since 2001. A popular narrative is, the guys coming into the league now are so much different than they probably were when you first started coaching. Do you think that's bullshit? Do you think that's accurate? Like, have you had to change your coaching philosophy or your style since you first started in the league up till now? Like, is it really that much more difficult dealing with these younger guys with all the changes in social media and all that kind of stuff, or is that kind of overblown in the media?
Well, it's definitely different, but I wouldn't say challenging. What I mean by that is, so the first team I was a part of was Jeff Van Gundy was the head coach of the New York Knicks, and we had Mark Jackson, Charlie Ward, Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston, Kurt Thomas, Marcus Camby. Like, we had men. And like, you look at today's rosters, the rosters are much bigger now. We had 17 players on our roster with two-way players, and next year they're going to add another two-way. So 18 guys on the roster. So going back to 2001, the rosters were smaller, and I didn't think you had as many young players, developmental players. So that's a huge difference in terms of the makeup of an NBA roster. But you can't look at it as difficult because it's the facts. Like, every generation is different. These guys today are, no matter what I tell them or anybody tells them, after win or loss, they're on social media. Like, I don't do social media. Social media is a dark, dark place, man.
No, they would love you on social media, pal. I mean, you might love it too much, but to be honest, you might become like an influencer and might not coach anymore with how good you would be on the internet.
Yeah, I'm a hand model. I'm Joey Tribbiani. I'm a hand model.
Hey, they pay big money for that. And if you take off those socks, I think some freaks will pay you on the internet too. You know what I mean? They will. Here, you got a lot of money waiting for you. Just want to let you know when your time comes.
Say what? We got to connect and talk about all this money you keep on talking about.
I don't know the foot business, but I do know that the internet will kill for you, bro. You are awesome. You need to know that. But you're right. You have to manage, I guess, what public perception is of players a little bit more now, huh?
Well, you do. You got to try to protect your players and walk them down the right road. And, that's one thing about our group. Not only have we performed on the court at a high level, but our guys are really solid citizens. They do well in that community. We don't have a lot of off the field, off the court distractions. But if we draft young players, like Peyton Watson was the youngest player on our team this year, played 1 year at UCLA. And just seeing how much he's grown and matured in 1 year, because he's got a whole franchise supporting him and pointing him in the right direction and helping him get better. Because that's our job. Player development is not just on the court. Player development is off the court. And I think that's something that we as an organization have done a hell of a job in the 8 years that I've been here.
Hell yeah. You've done a great job. You're world champions, bud.
Hell
Go
yeah.
enjoy the hell out of the parade. Thank you for making time. Hopefully we get a chance to chat with you again.
I hope so, man. Congratulations on your move to ESPN. And I appreciate you guys being real, being passionate, and I can't wait to be on once again.
You're the man. World champion, head coach of the Nuggets, Michael Malone. Thank you, pal. All right, let's get to a break. All right, so that's our team.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome.
Awesome.
That was good.
Let's go.
All right, that's our team. AJ, that's cool.
He's the man.
Listen, I've always been a fan of the NBA compared to college basketball.
Absolutely.
We'll watch March Madness because March Madness is March Madness.
Yeah, right. One of a kind.
Obviously, we'll lose money gambling on March Madness.
Of course.
We'll be dialed in. Tough for me to go day to day. Would like the West Virginia team to do well.
Yeah.
Would always like them to win. Okay, would like that to happen for as long as possible. But I like seeing things that I can't see at an LA Fitness.
Sure.
Okay? And the NBA is that. You want to go watch, great offenses being run and jump shots being missed at an alarming rate. Just go watch a pickup game at LA Fitness. There's some talent out there.
Absolutely.
You're gonna, especially in Indiana, you're going to see some stuff. The NBA, you just don't see. You go to one of those games, it's fucking all avatars.
Yeah.
Everybody's taller. And then you watch them warm up. They don't miss.
They do not miss.
Like it's not a miss thing that ever happens. So I enjoy watching shit that is just like superhuman, apparently. So I've always been a fan of the NBA. Obviously watched the Lake Show growing up because it was on late night. Kobe and Shaq doing things. It was awesome. It was a good time. Love the Lakers. You know why? Because they're on TV and they're good.
Yeah.
So it's really the only option in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
See him.
I'm at the stage of life thinking I'm a fucking Nuggets fan, I think. I think I'm a Nuggets fan. That guy was awesome.
Yeah. Incredible. You mentioned it too, like when you guys were in LA and you went to the playoff game out there. I saw the Nuggets and the Pacers back in like November earlier this year, like towards the start of the season. I think your perception of the NBA is changed so much if you go watch it live in person.
They're trying on defense.
Oh yeah, and to your point too, like on TV, like you can tell, like these guys are big. You go watch, it's like every one of these motherfuckers is 6'8" or taller.
We get desensitized to how tall they are.
For sure.
Because they're all hanging out with each other.
Exactly.
Like every time I was on TV, I appeared to be small because all the humans I was around were 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", or whatever. And every time I see somebody, they go, "Oh, you're much bigger than I thought." It's like, I was around a bunch of fucking barbarians for a long time. Like in the NBA, it's the same thing. Everybody is like this when you walk up to them.
Yeah. People think Steph is small. Steph's 6'4".
Yeah.
Right. Steph is like this whenever you meet him.
Yeah. Big son of a bitch. And also the biggest, like.
And he's got people doing this to him.
Correct. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Coming at him.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
And you don't think, like, people think the NBA is soft, but to Ty's point, like, when you go, they are banging. Like, this isn't like a ticky-tack. And there are, of course, games where it's like, okay, referee, stop. But they're still going at it every possession.
And there's soft shit that happens.
Yes, of course.
We all agree.
Flops and stuff.
There's soft shit.
For sure.
But some people are going to take advantage of soft shit whenever there's only a few amount of humans that can do something. And the reason why only a few amount of humans can do something is they're all 7 foot tall. They all run fast.
280 pounds.
You know if you're going to have a job pretty much as you're growing. It's like, okay, if I can figure out how to shoot, I got a shot.
They can all handle the ball too, though. That's the thing. Like, if you're a 7-footer, yeah, you can be a big man, but you better be able to bring the ball down too and shoot threes.
Joker's running down full court, no look passes.
See ya.
6'11", 260. That's a huge. That's a tackle. That is taller than a left tackle. Running. How long is the court? I guess I don't even know how many yards. Let's talk American football. How many yards is that?
Yeah, how many?
30? 20
yards.
So 28 feet was like 29 feet. I saw the little dot they had Kyle Lowry hit. It was like 3 feet behind the NBA 3. Was like 29 feet or so.
So if it's 80 feet, maybe?
It's 30 yards long.
94 feet, 30 yards.
Boom.
30 yards. So you got a tackle taller than a tackle. Running 30 yards and then turn around, running 30 yards. And then turn around, run 30 yards.
All night.
Just constantly.
And turn around, run 30 yards. And then TV timeout, sit down, get a break. You're back out there. This time you got to dribble this thing. It has to travel. The ball has to travel 7 feet while they're running 30 yards. I mean, it's a carnival. It's a state fair that's out there. Can't help but love it. And we like the Nuggets. I like the Nuggets.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard not to.
Love him.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
Does he do a lot of media? He should.
Not that I've
I don't think so.
Just the post.
I like that.
Might need to flip over to the Nuggets.
What's that?
Well, you won't.
Well, you already did. What do you mean?
You were saying
yeah,
we.
what do you mean?
I'm LeBron.
Might need to. You already did.
I'm LeBron, but I did jump on the bandwagon with the Nuggets.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty hard. You were like, we and our team.
Yeah.
A lot of people say now.
We might should jump on the bandwagon.
So I just jumped on the bandwagon after they became champions, which is even worse. But I want to let you know I'm fucking
Well,
on there.
unfortunately for Pac-Man, no one's going to believe him until next year when the Lakers beat the Nuggets or something happens like that.
And he's going to forget that he said this.
Bingo.
Correct.
No,
Let's get to a break.
I won't even be mad about that one.
Hey, Mark Stoner's on the program.
Here we go.
2:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Go, Stoner.
Stanley Cup champion Mark Stoner.
Huge.
Fresh off a Hattie in the Stanley Cup clinching game. First time that's happened for the captain of a team that has won the Stanley Cup since
1922.
Is that good?
Good.
He'll be joining us.
Good.
Almost cost us $500,000.
Very close.
Yeah.
Instead, only $250,000.
Okay. Good guy.
Good guy. Good for charity. We'll talk to him. We'll also take some of your phone calls on the 5-Hour Energy phone line, 1-833-432-3663 or 1-833-4-DONE. You're the best. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. Take 5.
Pat McAfee's sell on your stunner at WrestleMania. Where does that rank all time? That's got to be pretty up there.
Man, top three. And I got to say top 3 because The Rock, number 1, the way he oversold, and Scott Hall and some of the other guys that took it. But I mean, Pat has a natural feel for the business, epic performer, great on the stick.
I apologize that you're a punk bitch.
Athletically, that match he had with Theory was awesome. And then the kicker was not only the sell of the stunner, but to lay there selling, still guzzling the beer, the presence of mind
to ad lib and improvise and like this is a moment without even thinking about it, I think is amazing. He's very entertaining, and as a human being, I like him a whole lot. And here's an off the record story. The second night that we were at Mania, I was just planning on drinking whiskey with my Broken Skull Sessions crew. And so we had a bottle all lined up, and we were just going to drink during the show and show respect to the people that were working. Well, Vince called me into his room and said, hey man, would you come out in the end, stun me, McAfee, and Theory? And I said, sure. So I couldn't drink until after the show. Okay, so the show happens, I go out there, stun all those cats. Brock Lesnar gets done with his match, the main event with Roman Reigns. And me and Brock have been wanting to bond together and have a few cocktails to begin with. And he goes, hey man, you got anything? I said, yeah. I said, where are we meeting? He goes, my locker room. So it was myself, Brock Lesnar, Larry, one of the trainers who's been there forever, you know Larry, and Pat McAfee.
What a day, what a dream, what a life. Now I'm gonna have a couple more Steve Weisers. What? Maybe a little whiskey. What?
And we took down a fifth. We just passed the bottle around. At first we were drinking out of little cups. Then it just turned into the bottle. And we took down a fifth of Maker's Mark in about an hour. And then we all went our separate ways.
Hey, fucking
And I heard through the grapevine that a couple of those guys woke up with severe headaches.
Really? And I don't want to undersell this. Really hungover. You know what I mean?
From what you had inside the ring that we saw on camera, and then what was there a thing afterwards?
Well, you know, there might have been, yeah, a lot afterwards.
But it was a bonding moment, you know, after a big show like that of four guys, and I've just barely met Pat, but he was already one of the boys because of his football background and how everybody, you know, in WWE has taken to him. And me and Brock's relationship goes back a long way, as does Larry. So it was a good time, and that was one of my highlights of WrestleMania, a behind-the-scenes moment that I shared with you.
Hey, that ain't gonna help, Miz. That ain't gonna help. That's gonna do nothing.
He was a three-sport athlete at Plum High School, where his volleyball team was in the mix for a Section 3 title. Making his Lake Tahoe debut for the brand, Pat McAfee. Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, baby.
AJ Hawk.
How baby, AJ?
Yes! Come on! Come on! Come on! Good job.
That's not real.
AJ, you got one of these? Got about 12 of these.
That's not real.
Good line here. Good line here. Buy some drinks. Ah!
Great putt.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants to all-star about it. Hey, let's go.
Go.
Get in. Get in. Come on.
Here we go. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Our American Century Championship coverage rolls on here from the back deck of Edgewood Tahoe. How about Pat McAfee stopping by, man?
Why? Let's go! This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this the Las Vegas Golden Knights are world champions Wednesday, June 14th, 2023. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Florio! Sorry, boys, I had to get a little caffeine in me. It's causing quite some digestion here. I've been burping up more than my baby daughter has. But AJ Hawk is here to the left. He is obviously my left, your right. He is obviously a college football national champion and a Super Bowl champion. So he has got a chance to taste the confetti at the highest of levels.
Yep.
He got a chance to experience what the Las Vegas Golden Knights experienced last night and what the Denver Nuggets experienced 2 nights ago. I'll ask to talk to the table this at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. That Denver Nuggets head coach, Michael Malone's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And in about 18 minutes, we got Stoner coming on. He's fucking awesome. I'm happy for the people that are the newest champions in this world of sport.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like the Nuggets are going to be good for a very long time. Tony mentioned the contracts, but as long as they have that, Michael Malone is awesome. Like, that guy is a weapon. It feels like no matter what team he's coaching, obviously having Joker helps, but whatever team he's coaching is going to be good because he got me pretty jacked up during that interview too.
So obviously, this is us thinking very highly of ourselves, acting as if somebody does good on this show means they're good at their job. There have been plenty of people who have stopped by this particular program over 5 to 6 years who have been terrible at their jobs, but have been good on the show.
Yeah. True.
With that being said, I do think if you do well on this show, that is an indicator that you have some sort of trait that means you're probably going to be good at your profession. Because it's not easy. This is not an easy show to prepare for. So, like, people that aren't humans and can't, especially self-awareness or read things, like, this is a tough show to prepare to come on. We've been told that by a lot of people. We would say, like, hey, so when you go to ESPN, is there going to be a little bit more of what we're going to talk
Send
about?
over 15 questions.
Is there going to be a little bit more of that? It's
Like a pre-show interview or something?
Yeah, some publicists have asked for that.
Is this Letterman in 1995? What are you doing?
Yeah, bingo. Like, is there going to be topics that you guys can at least tell us about? It's like, we can't do that, actually, strictly because if we were to do that, it would be terrible, and it's just not how my brain operates. Having a conversation with us, you literally have no clue where that thing's going to go. I mean, there's a chance he's going to go anywhere, and he adapted. I heard a fuck in there.
Oh, yeah.
Heard a shit in there.
Yep.
What? Champion.
He called back jury from the beginning.
Yes.
That was like 20 minutes later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Said champion. Yeah, exactly. Champion call. I mean, he was in there.
He dunked on LeBron.
He did say, yeah, I'm thinking about retiring.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yep,
Oh,
like
my
a punchline. That was a hell of a punchline.
That's Pac-Man Jones, diehard LeBron James fan, who also might be a Nuggets fan all of a sudden because he did claim them to just beat South Florida and they beat the Lakers. So I would want the team that beats me to become the champions of this entire thing, but also because Michael Malone is fucking awesome in that interview right there.
Of course, and like I said earlier, they beat the king. Look like it's some new shit going on around here.
Whoa. King Joker out of Serbia. Is that what you're saying? we're under new leadership.
King Slayer.
Okay.
It also is crazy how, like, we talk about the NBA star-driven. Like, this guy's been coaching in the league for 20 years, and I'd say the majority of people, definitely all casual fans, like, probably had never heard him talk before if they hadn't seen a press conference, but, like, definitely had never seen him in an interview like that before today. Like, I definitely have never heard him speak like that, where it's not been like a media-related obligation.
One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Stefan Diggs is here. Hammer, Dahn is a gambling show that comes out of this show, or out of this Thunderdome, 15 minutes after this show ends every single day. YouTube.com/Hammer. Dahn. Dahn is spelled D-A-H-N. What are the futures bets for the NBA next year? They already have those out there?
That's a really good question. I would assume the Nuggets are definitely up there to win the West.
How about it? We already got more respect for them. Huh? Don't we, AJ? A little bit more respect on the name, they said.
Yeah, now let's see. Now the real challenge happens. Like, how do you handle success? Now it's a little tougher to have those chips on your shoulder now, except for I'm sure you can still find a way to manufacture plenty of them. There's still plenty of I'm sure they'll still be talking about LeBron and the Lakers next year over the Nuggets. So They have plenty of ammo.
Oh, and Bronny James, who's going to be a UFC. I mean, that basketball talk is going to have a little bit more of a character. You know, that's going to be Bronny James playing at UFC. Is he going to be the number 1 overall pick? Is he going to go to a team? If he goes to a team, is that where LeBron's going? That can certainly be
projected. Is he projected to be possibly be up there number 1?
He's LeBron's kid. I don't know if he's projected to be number 1. I think everybody's like, yeah, this dude's probably going to be good in the NBA.
And you get LeBron.
He literally knows all the tricks of the trade. And LeBron James is going to be on the team for at least a year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll draft him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Won't be during a Taco Bell commercial like Nikola.
No.
No.
But we will certainly draft him. Let's talk about success and good and things that are seemingly going well, and then something pops up in the middle of June that makes us go, is everything okay over there? Stefan Diggs' story yesterday really captivated this particular program. Had a couple people tweet me saying, Stefan Diggs for 3 hours, is that really worth it? It's like, well, once we start diving into the art and the fashion and the situation and what we know about their culture, it's hard not to talk about it because this was very unexpected, especially because every Buffalo Bill that we have talked to seemingly loves being a Buffalo Bill. So whenever we hear that Stefan Diggs is in the building, but then he's not at practice, and then the head coach says, I'm very concerned about the situation, then Josh Allen comes out and takes partial blame, and then the organization and how they communicate things, and then you start piecing some things together. Was this about the DeAndre Hopkins trade potentially, and maybe nobody told him that they're going to trade for him, and who knows how Josh Allen plays into it all, or was there another reason that Stefan Diggs got pissed off that wasn't football related that we know about? He's back on the field today.
Boom.
He's back at practice. He was right next to Josh Allen. Whatever anybody was thinking is not the case. They're back to being fine. Von Miller said it's really not that serious. It's I've been transparent with you guys. It's really not that serious. It's not that. Is it that serious? It's not that serious.
Not that serious.
It's OTAs. It's not. It's not really not that serious.
It's June.
10 times
Yeah.
in a June interview, he said it's really not that serious. Said it with a straight face every single time. It was very impressive. He didn't say like, as I've said 7 times. It's really not that serious. Apparently it wasn't, AJ. It's great to see 14 back out there.
Yeah, it is, but it was something, I guess. Does Diggs like the fact that Vaughn does he think Vaughn's like minimizing what happened, whatever his issues are?
No, I think Vaughn came out and said he was very much entrenched in Stefan Diggs' camp.
He said I'm 100% on his side, right? Which was great to see. I mean, that's what teammates do. That's what they should do.
There wouldn't be a Von Miller here in Buffalo being a Buffalo Bill without Stefan Diggs being a Buffalo Bill before me.
Boom.
Said Von Miller.
Yep.
And that is, I think, a glowing endorsement.
For sure.
We like Vaughn.
For sure.
What was it? What happened?
Dude.
I still don't know.
So I just be letting people cap, okay? If them lies help you sleep better, tell them, big dog. Okay, says Stefan Diggs on his Instagram story.
Yep.
As we all know, be letting people cap means bullshitting.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Just be letting people bullshitting her out there. I don't know who he's talking. Was he talking about us?
Possibly.
Maybe.
But we
Talking
were
about us?
We
I
were
doubt
just
if he's talking about us. We weren't the reason why he fucking left practice.
Yeah, but we might have been capping yesterday.
Yeah,
Well, we were just observing and reporting though.
There was some real capping going on in the microphones yesterday. Was it what other people were saying? Was it what McDermott said? Whenever he was like, was he be capping?
Oh.
Was it Vaughn capping? Was it Josh capping?
What?
Was it Sal Capaccio capping?
Sal Capaccio could
Sal's
have been
never been
capping.
capping.
Who were the people that be capping? And maybe it was the people in the fashion world that after they went through a thing and was like, no, this outfit, not so much, 4 out of 10. He said, these people be capping.
Yep.
For real.
Who do you think was capping?
Big cap.
Big cap. Those big ones that showed up in the Washington Commanders.
Oh yeah.
That was the first place we saw those big cap. Who do we think he was talking about?
Only thing I could think of is the coach.
Okay. So I just be letting people
Seriously.
be capping.
I thought he'd talk about the people, all the morning shows. I would imagine, I didn't see them, but I would assume those guys and gals went after it.
Only
just
only reason why I say it's not that is because he left before then.
Yeah, the meetings.
But let's talk about us, though. Like, do you think it's the media as a whole?
No, I think
That's
it's
what I'm
shin
saying.
guards because
That's why, as soon as I read it, I'm like, fuck.
Media.
He's talking about like us.
Sorry.
Yeah, because everyone's just speculating. That's all we could do is speculate. Hey, what's the situation here? And
I'm not
I
talking
don't know
about.
if we'll ever know.
Well, the coach
Anytime
made
I
us.
say us, I mean people that speak into microphones.
The coach made us speculate. He said he is concerned. So if he's concerned, shouldn't we be concerned?
Yeah, that's
We
why-
can only go off what we know, Pac.
Right.
And what he told us was very concerned. And he's properly jocked, that guy.
Yeah, he's yoked up.
That's our boy.
That's why
It's our guy.
That's our
You
guy.
think you think you were capping because you put the shin guard on the back of your leg too, and he only had it on the front, so he took that as disrespect.
He said the fact, it might be because it was
Could've been
covering up the
kneecapping.
back and the front of the kneecap. Maybe. But he could say, like, I ain't the inspo for what he was doing.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because maybe he
Actually
was.
thought about that.
Maybe he was offended by what I was. Because he inspired my fashion yesterday.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he's like, I do not want to be the one
That's Cap.
that is inspiring whatever the fuck's going on that guy's left leg right there. Because maybe that's the next stage of what he was doing in that photo.
Yeah.
But shin guard on front and back, kind of tough to bend your leg,
right,
and like function. But people are gonna look at that and be like, fashion.
Yeah.
That guy's
You know what I mean?
genius.
Could
That
we
guy
see
loves Mad Max.
Don't.
That's
You did
not-
this yesterday.
Yep.
Thank you, AJ. AJ's like, I ain't wearing no bedazzled Dahn cover.
No chance.
You know what you
Don't
said?
cover. No, I said, look at the guy's cup. It was bedazzled with rhinestones.
That was sick.
So,
Bingo.
I'm sorry.
He
cool.
bedazzled his
Super
Dahn
cool.
cover.
I'm sorry that
Yeah.
I completely nailed what
Right.
you said.
Ipso facto.
Let's go to the phones here on this glorious Wednesday, June 14th. Congrats to the Golden Knights.
Congrats. Go Knights.
Congrats to all of us getting to witness that entire run by both the NBA and the NHL. Thank you, NBA and NHL. You carried us through a tough time.
Good playoffs.
Spring football was happening, you know.
Is that still going on?
Huh?
Is that still going on? Birmingham Gamblers were putting together a great season. I didn't know if
I saw a punter for the fucking Maulers hit a 100-yard ball.
that's pretty sweet.
So I'm happy I got to see that, and I hope that guy gets an opportunity because of it. With that being said, it was not enough to draw me to watch the game.
Okay.
No.
I was close. I said, damn, they got a punter hitting the ball fucking 100 yards? He didn't even jump or anything. He just swung. I'm like, that's maybe one of the most powerful things I've ever seen done. I don't know what a USFL ball looks like or feels like or how it flies or anything like that because there are different balls and obviously different broken in balls, whole different level. But still being able to move a ball that far, this guy's got to have some
skill.
This guy's got power.
Yeah.
Hope he makes the NFL. Hope everybody in that league makes the NFL become superstars.
Not gonna happen.
I have no idea. if it's still
There's
going.
two
know.
spring football leagues. Do you know
Bro.
there's 2 extra football leagues now other than the NFL? That's crazy.
Well, you said extra because you're talking about the XFL, and I'll have you know that The Rock had a 7-hour fucking board meeting with the XFL
Saw that.
people
Saw
yesterday.
that.
7-hour people.
Yeah.
And I've seen some of those people in some of my negotiation journeys over the last couple months that were sitting at that table. Those were some power players
Okay.
sitting at that table around the XFL. I don't think The Rock, who is publicly taking it on the shins with this,
For sure.
you know what I mean? People are like $60 million loss
All that stuff.
with everything else going on. He has come back and said, idiots. We're talking about the long game here.
Hell yeah.
We know there's going to be
Right.
some losses
It's a write-off.
when you're launching a league or whatever.
Yeah, it's
I
tough.
played a long game in business, and XFL is no exception. We saw some nice successes and took some L's in our first season that we will learn from. 75 to 100 XFL players will be competing in NFL camps this far. Pac-Man.
What's up, Pac?
100 of them. That's a big number that will continue to grow season over season. We're in it for the long haul, step by step, building the league of opportunity. Like with any venture, success takes time. Thanks, XFL fans, for the love and support. I appreciate the fact.
This shit is just the same way you say when you want to go and see a bullshit game, go to the YMCA. If you want to go see a bullshit game, go watch college basketball. If you want to go see a bullshit regular game, go watch this.
Yep. He's right.
This shit is fake.
You say fake?
USFL too.
Bro,
The kickoff.
I'd have thought, would we watch
That
the
kick- that-
oh
that's a state
God.
fair. That's a state fair kickoff. They did lose us with that, but they were trying. And the fact that the NFL was even thought about it with that,
Do they had the same kickoff? XFL, USFL?
I have no idea.
Never
To be
seen
honest,
a
I've never-
kickoff.
we need to give it a
tell you.
shot. We need to give it a shot. Let me tell you what. Let's explain our side of this though. Now, Pac, I don't know. He wasn't with us then. When Bill Polian and them launched that league,
Yep.
do you remember?
Oh yeah.
We tried.
Big time.
We were going to watch it.
2020.
Every weekend.
It was going to be huge for our show.
Yep.
It was going to be huge for our show. Like, it was going to be like, here we go. This is what we're going to talk about. So we really committed to it for about a week and a half. We watched a couple of those games. We're like, holy fuck, these are terrible football games.
Preseason's better.
It is bad. It's like high school football, probably better than what we were watching here. And I understand that there's adults playing and there's probably some professional speed there, but just like the intelligence of the football being played at the level that it was being played, it was like, it just was not good football at all. And there were some big shots that quarterbacks took. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Quarterbacks took some massive shots, and that was what they were like marketing. It was like, all right, yeah, I guess big time shots will be the thing. But as the season went on, like Nobody's really hit anybody that hard. It was
No.
there was no.
They don't score a whole lot of points. Aren't
Yeah.
they a lot of low-scoring games? Whenever I turn it on, it seems to be
ugly.
There's not a whole lot of points.
It's so normally ugly football, and mostly because I don't know how long they're together to get to learn about each other, and not everybody's supposed to be professional football players.
Right.
You know, so there's that whole process happening as well. But I don't think Dwayne Johnson's going to let the XFL just go into the night and just fade away. I think if he's investing $60 million already in this, and who knows whose money that is and how you go about finding that money, the fact that The Rock has Terramana breaking every tequila record in sight, and he's already seen what other celebrities have sold liquor companies for. The Rock has billions of dollars, billions and billions of dollars awaiting.
Yes.
So if he wants to do what a lot of these business people do, which is they're not scared to dump money into something. If they feel like in the long run, they can make obviously more than that money. Well, that might take 15 years to get out of that hole. Oh, only 15 years. Okay, sweet. So what do we need to do? Well, the first 5 years, we need to lose like $600 million. But if we dump $600 million into this thing over the first 5 years, we believe it'll be worth over $1 billion over 10 years. Would you not take that outcome in 10 years?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, let's go and do it. A lot of businesses run like that. Not every business hits. There are people that dump that type of money in and it never comes back. But I feel like The Rock, the way he's posturing right now, it feels like he does have belief in it long term. So maybe we'll continue to have spring football, and thank God for that. Right?
So you watching it?
People are set in their ways. Like spring football, no matter. Like if it was the second stringers on an NFL team, would you watch spring football?
I think I'd watch that.
Would you?
You won't even
Second
watch
string
spring football
guys?
right
I
now,
need to
bro.
know the names.
Those
Bro,
I have to know the names. If I don't know the names, I can't watch
The teams
it.
or the players?
Players.
Well, teams too. For me, I need to know the team.
That would be nice.
Teams help. Teams definitely help.
If there's a quarterback out there that I know who it is, I will more than likely watch.
Well,
Give
that's
it a
what-
shot.
That's
Yes.
what sucks, though, is that
AJ McCarron.
the most
That's
famous.
it. That's the only one.
Yeah, him, but also Taylor Heineke, and he was a
Danucci?
backup in the XFL. So even if you were to watch,
Well, that's because Jordan
Te'amu,
Te'amu
yes.
was a dog
exactly,
in the
but
XFL.
if they got two of them, another team needs to have Heineke so we can watch that too.
I do fear that the USFL might not survive, but Fox is behind that one pretty heavily, I do believe. There's a lot of money behind that as well. People are going to watch football, especially with sports gambling. That's what this is probably becoming, things to gamble on during the offseason. So more power to all of them. I hope they all make the NFL and get
all the fifth-year seniors.
Good luck. Nothing wrong with that, Pack.
Well, the problem is that the off the field stuff is always going to outshine what happens on the field. Like I don't remember if it was the Bill Polian League, but we kind of lost it, when we were talking about it. And that one guy basically was like, "Hey, I don't want to eat this egg salad sandwich that you guys are making me eat. I'm going to get a pizza instead." And their head coach was like, "You ungrateful son of a bitch, get out of here." And they cut his ass.
They marketed that.
Big time.
This is the type of league we have.
Exactly.
Guy can't have pizza. Get out.
He's not committed.
It's unbelievable. We're getting some news out of Buffalo. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Allen and Stefan Diggs have done a handshake that has been prepared
Pretty cool.
with an arm slide and a hand twist.
Is it prepared?
They're back.
Yeah. These guys love
Sweet
each other.
visor. Look at Josh's
Yeah,
visor.
both of them. Those visors are sick.
Hey, let's go.
Smell me.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man.
And then we got high five from 5. Up
Left
top.
them hanging.
Good.
No, we don't
No
know.
more issues. We're good to go.
Good to go.
Damn right, they're good to go. You think they're doing all that? Hand thing, swap thing, arm thing?
No way.
Wow, they're, Come on. High five guy knows. He just saw what happened there.
Exactly.
We put our swords aside.
We're all friends.
Is Diggs talking after practice today, you think?
Of course.
I don't know.
I heard a rumor this morning.
Do they
that-
want him to talk?
Or
Is the
Keyshawn
team going to
said
make him available?
that Dorsey maybe might have a problem with Dorsey.
Yeah,
If
that
he has inside sources or
got the playbook, didn't like what he saw.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Whatever
offensive
the plan might be. He could be upset with whatever the plan is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard somebody, I think Josh said something about getting him involved in the plan or in the game plan or something like that.
Yeah, which that doesn't make much sense either. Then why
I think
wouldn't
I saw that report. So then Josh is not. That's why he says, I fucking love him, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and when he's saying that, he's like,
that's his quarterback.
that's my wide receiver.
That's right.
That's why the meeting is important. Like if it was one-on-one with both the GM and the coach, then that means he had one conversation with one of the other, and then he didn't like what he heard and went to the other. Or if he had one meeting with both of them, then maybe it was about, the playbook or something like that.
Game plan, playbook.
Yeah.
And then when he
I can
hears
see that.
that they're potentially going to get another wide receiver,
Yes.
it's like, hold on.
Wait a minute.
We don't even have a
Can he give me the fucking ball?
What are we talking about? What are we?
I need the ball more.
What are you doing? I understand this guy's passionate. He threw his papers into the camera.
Oh.
Diggs, D-I-G-G. I need the ball right now, man.
You see this?
Dial it up for me.
I do stuff nobody else does.
Mm-hmm.
You see me catch that mailbox ball.
Yeah.
Remember?
That was.
You remember the Minneapolis Miracle?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I'm actually the miracle.
Yeah. Remember when I scored on Jalen Ramsey in the first game?
Boom. And then talk that shit. Boom. That's me. Me and Josh got cool handshakes.
Had 3 touchdowns in that game against Tennessee.
I can go to Paris, come back, put a shin guard on. Josh Allen still knows all of our handshakes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want that guy around? Huh?
Why not?
Is that what you're saying?
Put a 1942 shin guard on and take a photo.
AJ,
That's why he's pissed. Hey, that's why he's mad though, because you were wearing new, like you thought your shin guards were cool looking when he was wearing the old school.
Yeah, and I know there's always a flair for nostalgia.
Yeah.
But my potential, you don't know my art, okay? Mine was the new school, Stefan. You know what I mean? So I wonder if Stefan Diggs is like, yeah, I'll come to the building, do these meetings. I'm not going to practice though, because in a game, I don't get the fucking ball. Even though I'm watching 100 highlights of him getting the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's getting the ball.
What are his targets like? Like, what kind of do his targets
120
compare with other
catches.
stud receivers?
What's that, pal?
Do his targets like compare with other top receivers in the league?
I think I'm pretty mesmerized by these plays, though. This motherfucker is electric.
He's really good. I thought he had the most catches in the NFL last year.
He gets behind everybody.
Everybody. He is sneaking behind everybody, and his gloves appear to be, 5XLs and just flying through.
He's top 5 in targets.
Top 5 in targets.
That goes on for 15 minutes. I only took a minute and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think so.
So maybe he wants to catch 350 balls.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how we won a Super Bowl, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many catches did he have of those targets?
That's a different stat. Hold on.
Didn't you just say 100 and something?
Ladies and gentlemen, forget the stats. Forget Buffalo. For now. Love Buffalo. Jack,
I was going to say, thank you for aces.
Yeah, forget Buffalo. Let's go to Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, last evening, we were blessed with the opportunity to watch a franchise, a program, win its first ever world championship.
That's right.
It was a dominant game. Hell yeah. 9-3, this team clinched its first ever Stanley Cup. And the captain of the team that clinched the city's first ever, Lordo, scored a hat trick in said game. Now, if he would have scored 4, we would have had to donate $250,000 to a charity of this man's choice. Since they won the cup, still have to donate $250,000. But since he only got a measly hat trick, only 3 goals,
Yikes.
we do not have to donate any more money than that. He being a captain in a Stanley Cup clinching game to win it and scoring a hat trick is the first time it's been done since
1922.
This guy's a fucking warrior.
Yeah.
Legend. And now, a Stanley Cup champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the Stanley Cup champions of this NHL season, Mark Stoner. Yeah! How are you, pal?
What's up, boys?
How was the night, huh? A little bit of a runaway? Huh? A little bit of a bender?
Got rinsed a bit.
A little bit of a rinse, huh? What the boys do to celebrate the first ever Stanley Cup in Las Vegas. Congratulations, by the way.
Voice isn't doing.
Oh, no. Booze all over the fucking phone.
Got it in there.
Oh, no.
Got my Wi-Fi.
It's on satellite. Yeah, we'll try to connect with him again. Dude, I cannot wait. How we doing, boys?
Hey, will the parade be on the strip? You think the parade's right down the strip?
Has to be, right?
Obviously.
That'd be pretty sick, actually.
But
It's going to have to be, though. Where else would it be?
What's that?
They don't play by the script, do they? They play
Yeah. No, the stadium's right there.
T-Mobile
The arena's
Arena.
right. Yeah.
Dude, they're putting a baseball thing right there, too, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're thinking about putting
Tropicana.
That stadium looks nuts, too.
How about that round ball thing that's out there?
Oh,
Yeah,
Is that done yet?
the new one, yeah.
What'd you say, AJ?
Is that done? I've seen. I've been trying to check on that thing. What's it going to have?
I think it is done.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, I think it's done.
Sweet.
It does. It's just like a.
I saw U2 toured it. U2 walked through it and talked about it.
How come they're able to get into everything and anything?
Yeah, people love Bono.
Bono has the gas.
Everybody's phone,
Bono
fucking
and
here
Ed.
I am. This new round thing that's really cool. Fucking in there.
Yep. Happy birthday, Johnny Drama. That's why.
In Entourage.
Yep.
Unbelievable run. Congrats to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, still doing it.
Yeah. Technology's really kind of bumming me out right now. I want to talk to this stuff.
Didn't he say it in Spanish, though? Didn't he say happy birthday in Spanish?
Feliz.
No.
Cumpleaños.
Cumpleaños, Johnny
I think he did in the show.
Oh, Little fact off here.
Wow.
Entourage fact.
This guy with the show.
I'm not 100%, but I think it might.
Sounds like you are.
Hey, you're an Entourage guy?
I definitely watched. Yeah,
Yeah, I think we all were. I mean, look at his life right now.
right in my era.
Ladies and gentlemen, me too. Ladies and gentlemen, it is back. Okay. It, in this particular case, is a Stanley Cup champion captain of a team that resides in Sin City. Ladies and gentlemen, your captain of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, Mark Stoner. Huh?
What's up, boys?
Okay. Yeah! Come on. We're so happy, so thankful. Thank you for coming on the show. I obviously assume that your life has been hectic and an amazing. Hello, Lordo. Welcome to Vegas. That is awesome. Thank you for having Lordo Stanley Cup as a guest on the program there. Congrats to you. You guys kicked ass, bro. Kicked ass last night.
Sir.
Obviously, we are donating $250,000 to you boys. You got to figure out the charity. Almost had to donate another $250,000 if you would have scored 4 goals. Don't tell us it crossed your mind, but last night, scoring a hat trick in a Stanley Cup clinching game, that has to be fucking, huh? Here we go, Stoner. What a night for you.
Yes. I mean, I think I'll probably 10, 15 years think it's probably one of the coolest days of my life, right? But in the time, you're just going about your business. But yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable, man. It was a crazy experience. The building, the energy. I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. It's unbelievable.
What was last night like? You guys get a little rinsed, eh?
What? Huh?
You got a little bit of a runaway? A little bit of a...
My voice is better. Voice is better than I thought it was going to be this morning.
Oh, it's still in you.
But,
That's what that means. It's still in you. Where did we go? What did we do? Was the team all together? Did we kind of separate? Did we do families? How did we do last night afterwards?
We were on the ice for quite a while there, getting all our stuff done, getting a bunch of pictures, and then once we got in the locker room, all hell broke loose. Champagne everywhere. We had a good moment with just the guys and the staff, which was awesome. But once we got the family and everything there, it was turned into a gong show. And then headed down to the Strip. Had a couple spots in the Strip. I think we were at Omnia for a little bit with Steve Aoki. That was pretty fun.
Did you throw a cake? You threw a cake last night?
I did not throw a cake.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Oh, well, you scored 3 goals in the fucking game.
Yeah.
Can we get the guy a cake?
Please.
I mean, please. I think you should go back, maybe throw a cake next time. You're with Steve Aoki. Oh, that's the Vegas treat. We saw some videos of Eichel up on a speaker, obviously lifting Lordo up. How long will this go, you think? How long have the boys committed to this?
We regrouped. We got a couple funny texts in the group chat today. The boys are needing a quick reboot, but we're going to get going at it pretty quick here again. I think Martinez is hosting everybody. Start there. Sun's shining, and we're Stanley Cup champions. May as well celebrate as long as we can, right?
Hell yeah, Stoner. Go ahead, AJ.
I guess how quickly, what was your thoughts going into that game, and how early on in that game did you know, this is it. We're going to close this thing out. It felt like you guys just continuous pressure all night long, and obviously ends up a blowout.
Yeah, I mean, we were confident, right? We felt like we were the best team in the world going into the playoffs. So we were pretty confident, but you're always a little bit nervous, right? I mean, we were 6-1 going into the third. You're pretty sure it's over, but you're still a little nervous. Like, in the back of your head, you're thinking this could be the biggest meltdown in the history of sports here if we blow this one. So, but yeah, we got it done, and we were pretty sure we had sealed the deal after the second period.
Yeah, I mean, you picking up. Now, my eyes might deceive me here, and the Florida Panthers coach came out and listed off all the injuries that they have, and this is the time where you hockey fucks kind of get exposed to the world as some of the toughest humans on earth because the injuries that all get listed off. And I know it's been a long season. I thought early there, I seen Stoner, kind of stretching it out a little bit, and then all of a sudden everything started going.
That first goal.
Dude, we were so pumped to watch it all take place. Felt like you guys were just pumping pucks on net. Was that the goal here? We're putting as many pucks on the net as possible. Felt different last night. Was it not?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I don't know. We play so much. I mean, we play so much better in Vegas when we're the fans. We score way more goals there. Once we get those teams on their heels there, that building gets going. You can win a game in first 5 minutes there.
tough barn over there in
tough in the
Vegas.
NHL.
A man who's been celebrating not as much as you, but has certainly had enough whiskey and cokes from then to now that people would say he has celebrated the Stanley Cup properly. Fan since day one. Ty Schmidt has a question for you, Stoner.
Hell yeah, Stoner. First and foremost, congratulations. What a night. Last night was fucking awesome. When you have that back surgery back in January, are you thinking that this moment is possible? Obviously, you guys finished first in the Western Conference, so you knew how good the team was. But at any point, like when that is your second back surgery, does any doubt creep in? Like, oh shit, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make it back with the boys for this run to end the season.
Yeah, I think like you said, when the team's playing well, it makes it easier to come to the rink every day and grind out the rehab process. There's some lonely days. Don't get me wrong. When the team's on the road, you're going in there, you see the same, 3 people, but our staff is unbelievable at keeping me inspired. And once the team got in the playoffs, I knew I was coming back. And I wasn't sure if it was gonna be right away, but I wasn't missing this, man.
Hell
Fuck
no.
yeah.
He was doing it actually.
Mm-hmm.
And that staff that is incredible that you need in every sport, by the way. Rehab is
Absolutely.
a motherfucker everywhere. Athletic trainers, physical therapists, incredible. Their energy, though, is like, have to be smart, have to get it right, have to be able to do it, but also like your vibes and energy have to be very solid because the players in their own heads sometimes, because you're kind of isolated, them saying, you're going to have a hat trick in the fucking Stanley Cup. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't even know this right now, Stoner. You're going to do that. Like, those thoughts, the amount of pride that they probably had watching the whole team.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with this first time for the team, obviously first year, make it to the Stanley Cup playoffs, but has the organization kind of taken it in as a whole, you think? And has there been messaging from ownership that seemingly called this whenever the whole team got launched? We'll win a cup 6 seasons or so. And we got one. Have you heard from the ownership or anybody else around the building?
Yeah, he was down there with us in the picture, celebrating with us. Man, he gives us all the resources we need to be sitting here today as champions. So he wanted to win just as bad as everybody else in the locker room. And yeah, it's unbelievable. I'm sure he's going to celebrate just as hard as we are for the next, until we have to give it back in September.
When's parade?
I think parade is Saturday.
Ooh. Strip? Have you heard what it's going to be? Is it going to be down Strip?
I think it's on the Boulevard, yep.
Oh, wow. You guys are going to be fucking kings, dude. Think about all of the side shows that are going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my, all the.
What are you riding in? Are you in duck boats? What are you guys going to ride in? Do you know?
Duck boats in the desert.
I'm not sure on that one yet. We hopefully everybody just makes it there. It's only Wednesday right now, so we have to pace ourselves a little bit here, I think.
Hey, the sun's shining, you said. Yeah. You just keep it going. The sun's going to come up tomorrow. The boys will be okay. Yeah. Pac-Man obviously has enjoyed the hell out of his NHL fandom as a Golden Knights fan. Obviously has something for you.
Congratulations, my boy.
Hell yeah, Stoner.
Thanks Pac-Man.
What we drinking out that cup? Let me see that cup. Are we drinking anything out of there? How long you get to keep that thing?
Hey, Lord!
Yeah. How long we get to keep it, and what are you drinking out of there?
As captain, I was able to bring it home for just tonight. God, we had pretty much everything we could get in there. Turned into a bit of a jungle juice, but yeah, everybody was slugging out of there, and I'm sure we're going to be drinking it out of it a lot for the next couple days, and then it'll start its tour to everybody's hometown, and those parties I think can get a little bit messy, but keeper of the cup will have his hands full this summer.
Yeah, Sweet Hair Mike. Can't wait for everybody to kind of get to enjoy him. He's been in our office a few times.
Weapons.
We have met Sweet Hair Mike. He is certainly a weapon, and that's his name, right?
Him and Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Yeah, Sweet Hair Mike.
Sweet Hair Mike.
Yeah.
He does have sweet hair.
He does, yeah.
You know this guy? Have you seen this guy?
Well, Phil's the one I think you're thinking.
Okay, Sweet Hair Phil.
Yeah. No, Mike's his buddy. The other guy that was with him.
Okay.
He's
coming
over. He's coming over here in about 15 minutes to grab her for a little bit, and then he's going to bring her back to the boys.
Oh, nice. This is like when you have a baby, like our grandparents coming over for about 15 minutes. They'll bring this thing back there. I think Lordo, that might be Sweet Hair Phil right there. Yeah. The Lordo has like the greatest allure around it, I do believe. You know, I think the way it travels around, the way it gets the party, and how Sweet Hair Phil and Sweet Hair Mike are. Sweet Hair on the right. What's the guy's name on the right?
Wow. Oh, I don't know.
That's Phil and Mike.
Mike's
Phil's
on the right,
left.
right?
Phil's on the left.
Phil's on the left.
So
it is Mike.
Sweet hair Mike. I was right. Yeah, I met the guy like 4 times. I would have been a real fucking asshole if I didn't get his name right there. Did you see anybody do anything out of it last night that was like, oh, I didn't expect that. Like, hell of a chugging performance, or didn't expect it to be straight vodka out of that thing. Like, was there any decisions made with the cup last night during celebrations that you can remember or made you go, ooh, interesting choice?
Nothing that I remember too vividly, of anything too crazy, but we got some guys that know how to drink, that's for sure.
That's awesome. We appreciate the hell out of you, Stoner. Enjoy yourself. Stay alive. Congrats on being Stanley Cup champion.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, boys.
Jesus.
Love coming on here.
Stoner, get it together, pal. Okay, I mean, the boys are going to want to hear from their captain. You got to give a speech on Saturday. You got to give a speech.
Oh, man, I never even thought of that.
Yeah, you got to give a speech. To the whole.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
To the world.
Oh, my God. Every street performer, even the ones that are frozen and painted, they're going to say, what's Stoner going to say? Everybody's going to be listening, pal. I think you're going to crush it. We'll be donating $250,000 to a charity. You let us know what it is, and congrats, and we appreciate the hell out of you.
Awesome. You guys are the best. Appreciate it.
All right, stay alive, bud. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Steiner. I was excited to hear who was potentially going to tell a story about. Thought about it there.
Yeah, he did.
He saw somebody doing something.
Yeah, yes, he did.
And he was like, nah. That's why he's got
Like
to see
what? What could have happened? What could someone be doing?
You know.
I think somebody might have. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about somebody putting a half a bottle of vodka in that fucking thing. And then doing like what is a double story 12 beer.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm in my eyes, I'm envisioning somebody doing something absurd and being like, damn, I didn't know that person could do that.
Yeah, Sweet Mike.
You guys are talking about dumping in that thing?
No. What?
That's what you're talking about.
Piss?
No, that'd be disgracing the cup. I would never even think of that.
Well, then why? Whatever you guys were saying, how you were saying it, certainly a disgrace to Lordo, which is nothing that I was thinking of. So whatever you guys were saying, let's go ahead and.
Definitely. I thought maybe you're talking. Remember, I don't know if you probably didn't see the video when Jack Johnson, my brother-in-law, brought the cup, and Bobby Carpenter, a good buddy, General Bob. Bob was lapping the beer out of the cup like he was a dog because he didn't have a good pour. Like
he is a dog.
No one was. They weren't tilting it enough. So Bob just stuck his head in there. And just started slurping away, like with his tongue for 10 minutes. It seems like.
Not this.
Tilt it up. He's yelling, tilt it up.
Beast.
10 minutes, it seemed. You were watching that going, oh, this is getting worse.
I was right over his shoulder. I was juicing him up. You can't drink it all, Bob. You can't lick it all out of there.
Come on. Help me out. Oh, my God. The thought of Bobby Carpenter doing anything is funny. That, really good with actual Lordo.
Yeah.
Congrats to the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
That's a long time until their parade.
Long time.
Imagine if Joker was told Saturday. He might have got up and said,
I'm leaving. I'm leaving now.
Don't want it.
Yeah.
I won't be there.
We didn't win. How about that? I didn't win. Take it off my resume. Let's go to the phones. A couple champions on the program.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Still got him running through him. That's why his voice is still going.
Oh, yeah.
We could hear the hangover coming in through the voice.
Yep.
Well, that's why Saturday, man, they got
Get some IVs, guys.
Yeah.
Well, Vegas got the IV thing, right?
They'll travel to you. They kind of pioneered the old hungover IV situation.
Yeah, nurses would go out there to party or for a weekend, and they'd be like, you know what everybody fucking needs here is just, let me start some businesses.
Yeah.
And then they all just start raking in money. And people are just getting jabbed and stabbed in hotel rooms all over Las Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a game changer.
Smart.
Yeah, now there's IVs in damn near every city.
Bingo. Vegas pumps oxygen in.
Oh, yeah.
And right into your blood, into your mouth, they're pumping oxygen.
Yep.
And then right into your blood, they're like, don't worry, and hydration.
Yeah.
Pumping other things.
We got
in,
electrolytes too. Don't even worry about it. You're good. You can stay here forever.
Dose.
People talk about not being able to do Las Vegas for more than 2-3 days.
Kidding me?
Breathe in this, take in that, see you for a week and a half.
That's right.
Good for Vegas. We didn't get to ask Stoner about looking awesome last night with the NHL championship belt and the Elvis Presley glasses and hair, obviously. What an absolute stallion of a man. What a leader of men.
Yeah.
Legend.
Congrats on him being your captain.
I know. I mean, sometimes the universe is just looking out for you and working in your favor, and that's exactly what happened when, Stoner got traded from Ottawa.
Let's go to the 5-Hour Energy phone. Jeez. Let's go to the 5-Hour Energy phone line. Let's go to Davis in Tennessee. Davis, what's going on, pal?
Hey, AJ, boys. How we doing?
Keep it moving. Davis, good name. Seemingly a last name, but also a first name.
No, that's the way it happens. So I had a quick question for you. We talk about the resources of the the graphics and the statistics and the clips and all these all these endless resources coming from ESPN.
Not endless.
That also includes lawyers, correct?
Well,
so at what point do we get these amazing resources to get Gumpy back into the country?
Oh, Davis, I thought you were going to ask about another lawsuit or whatever. I think they will help us with the lawsuits if they come. That's good news. They'll have the resources and, the, I don't want to say the power, but kind of the power to be like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Basically.
Out of here. It felt like we were kind of getting like poached at because they knew we didn't have an army of a network behind us or billions of dollars behind us. So I think we were potentially, and I think they will help with that. With Gumpy, actually, we're not able to use it. So because we already filed before this happened, we're actually not allowed to. It makes no sense.
Doesn't exist.
I'm not getting into the entire political nature of the world because I am not the person that should, and I haven't spent enough time learning about it, okay? I'm in a tank top. I talk about sports. But as a person who has had to deal with the immigration situation with the United States, with Gumpy and our guy, who is the only human that can do his job. He's the best in the world at what he does. New generation of jobs, though. Tough to explain to people that are in government trying to understand this. This guy is a talent, an actual talent. He's also a great American dream story. Guy was painting fucking ships for 20 years. Yeah. Granted, they use that against him. Didn't go to college. He's painting ships and everything like that. Can't anybody do it? Oh, it's like, no, this fucking guy is an anomaly, and he's electrifying. He's supposed to do this, and he's the American dream story, and he has a job waiting on him that nobody else will get if he doesn't get it. It's not like I'm taking an American job for somebody else. This is like, this job is just for this guy. Allow him to change his life and live his life. What are we even talking about? Now I have to go through this whole thing. It's been back and forth like 5-6 different times. 3 sets of lawyers. One of us writing a letter saying, hey, this group right here ain't
ridiculous.
This is complete sham, pretty much. We just got fleeced, we got rinsed, we got dog walked for a lot of money, and nothing happened here. And now we've learned that we can't even do ESPN because the original filing didn't even have it a part of it, so we can't even ask for their help.
Nope.
So
over a year.
Great question, Davis. It is frustrating, and I have no idea how it gets fixed, but hopefully our guy Gump, who has a sick rat tail.
So sick.
The hair looks great.
Sick.
That was real. I saw that picture. That's real.
Yeah.
That's what he's been doing in Canada, Paul.
Yeah.
Very
Good for
real.
Gump. Good for him. That looked amazing.
Yeah, so Davis brings up a great point, and believe me, I thought of it as well immediately through all the conversations I had with every different place I was talking to. You have anybody in like the immigration? You know what I mean? And they're like, yeah, we're plugged in, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, here we go.
Sweet, I got a guy stuck in Canada, just one flight away. Would love to be able to get him. I don't know if we'll be able to help.
Funny you mention that.
What?
All right, sweet, thanks.
What if he came in to visit? What if, like, let's say Goomp's like cousin got married? Would he be allowed to come in for the weekend?
So there's a 10-year ban potentially sitting on deck if something takes place.
If he's seen like on air or like
If he
in
does any
pictures.
work at all.
Exactly.
If he does any work at all or is caught doing any work at all, there's a chance that he could be violating some sort of thing. So it's like it is a wild scene. The more I've learned about it, the less I understand. And it's like,
I thought Urlacher had it figured out that when he came with the guy.
well, that's
at
what a
the
lot
Super
of
Bowl.
people say. Though the immigration thing's an issue. Oh, it's like, yeah, it is. And I'm talking about from this. I'm talking from the
other north side.
I'm talking about from the north side of this entire conversation. That's not getting talked about at all, except for I think by the people that write up the responses to us who do not want Gumpy to be in America.
Doesn't sound like it.
They didn't even get his name right.
The responses, no, well, that's the lawyers that were initially,
Policing.
whatever. The responses are from humans. The people that are typing it have humans, have attitudes, have attitudes, and have a little bit of riz too, a little charisma in there.
Yeah.
The way they kind of phrase their questions, talking about Gumpy's abilities to be anything for our company, and are we even really a company, and what do we do? Coming from a human. So that's why, like, all these letters that we've had to gather letters from so many different pipelines of people.
Numerous.
It's like, how can you read these letters from all these people that have said all these things and just be like,
Wait, is this like a negotiation, like an arbitration in baseball, to where you try to say, hey, this is the value he brings, and they try to tear him down and say, no, that's not what he's going to do?
dude, I gotta.
That's ridiculous.
Haven't told
That's
Gumpy
crazy.
this yet. Haven't told Gumpy this yet. But we got the last envelope we got, which is within the last week, is the most shit talk seemingly from them.
It was nuts.
And it was like 15 different things. We're going to need to see a little bit more of this. We're going to need to see a little bit more of this. Going to have to explain this a little bit more. Going to have to do this a little bit more. It's been so being friends with Pat McAfee as a job is what one of the things was. And it's like,
wow.
Geez Louise, you're never going to get this.
It's not what it says at all either.
Yeah, we just put together we just paid a lot of money to put together an entire thing.
Yeah, and that's what you got out of it?
Friends, that person doesn't want Gumpy to be on.
Nope.
And then I start thinking back, it could be a human that hates us.
Could be.
Could be.
And is Gumpy suffering because of my student? Because they hate me? Then you get worried about all that, and then you start thinking to yourself, this is fucking America. This guy's a job here.
Exactly.
He's American dream. Why is he not allowed to come to America and work? And back in the day, we weren't allowed to pay him for his work here. But if he worked in Canada, we were allowed to pay him. It's like, what is
How's that work?
Somebody needs to fix that. Hey, somebody smart fix that, please.
Please.
Because we need our guy.
Yeah.
Please.
Bring him home.
We got some quotes coming out of Buffalo. Coach McDermott has spoken, I guess, about the situation here. Heather Prufsack at HA Prufsack says, Sean McDermott on Stefan Diggs, there are a lot of things out there that aren't accurate. He was here on Monday for his physical, reported for meetings, had a good conversation, got to a point yesterday where we felt we all needed a break. Gave him permission. He was excused. Okay, a little clarity here on the very concerned part of this. Everybody need a break. Let's cool down. Let's go back to our corners. Okay, now when I speak and I'm asked about why he's not at practice, I'm going to say I'm very concerned, and then we're just going to talk about who was at practice. So Coach McDermott, who is our guy, great football coach, seemingly having to explain the situation that he kind of was a main character in this entire thing. But it sounds like it's all getting overblown, AJ, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it is. We still don't know, and we probably won't know the issue, whatever was going on. But, yeah, I guess – so he won't be fined. That's good for him. Obviously, he has to feel like the team has his back. Obviously, the players have his back. So, yeah, I mean, here we go.
What happened that they needed to go to their corners, though?
Hey, D-Butt said check the playoff targets.
That's what it is.
If Coach McDermott would have just said yesterday though, that he was excused,
Which is what most coaches say.
Instead of saying I'm concerned, this would have been a non.
Yeah, that's why it's such a big deal.
Yeah,
it's because of what McDermott said yesterday, and then that's just a completely different saying today.
The modus operandi for this type of situation is we're working through some stuff.
Right.
We still love him.
Send him home.
He was excused.
He was excused for today.
Wasn't said.
Wasn't said. We said that yesterday too. We was like, only reason why we are concerned because he made it concerned. He didn't say that he was excused. He didn't say that he let him go home.
Yeah.
He
He's
said
very
that.
concerned.
I'm concerned about him.
Do you think there was a group text that Von Mueller put together?
Could have been.
You know, Brandon Bean on there, McDermott on there,
Josh
Allen on there, him on there.
Maybe the photographer from his IG.
Yep.
Definitely. Stylist.
Yeah. Supergrass guys.
I mean,
let's put our swords down, is what Von Mueller said. It really isn't that serious, is what Von Mueller said.
Yep.
And now here we are. Playoff targets for Stefan Diggs, which could have been the case of what he was trying to make whenever they needed a break and he didn't go to practice.
And I'm looking at 19 targets in 2 games. That's not terrible.
19 targets, 11 receptions, 2 games played, 149 yards. What? 2 games.
One of the game was
19 targets.
One of the games was in the snow.
10 targets a game.
You saying in the playoffs?
10 targets a game.
Okay.
It's 2 games.
That's not enough targets. They throw the ball 50, 60 times.
How many times did he?
What do you mean? How many pass plays they got?
No touchdowns, long 52, though. That's pretty good. That's pretty tough.
I mean, do they throw it that often?
52.
Because the next closest guy is K. Davis.
He
at
got
13.
almost a third of the targets.
Yeah.
19, 13, 12 targets around. Cole Beasley got 9, fresh off a mixtape.
Wow.
8, 7. A lot of balls to a lot of people.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 12, 13.
That's not enough targets for a number one.
I bet you it is tough for Brandon Bean, though, looking at this, and McDermott looking at this, to take what Stefan Diggs was saying seriously.
Yeah.
If it is about targets in the playoffs.
Only threw it 77 times in 2 games. Like, they're not throwing it 50 times, 40 times.
Josh Allen was running his powers.
Yeah.
That's right.
You remember that? That team, and I think this is why I'm happy it's over. Congrats to them all, seemingly getting past it.
Yep. Way to go.
Adversity builds relationships stronger.
That's right.
Especially adversity either ends it or makes it stronger.
Yeah.
Or delays the inevitable. So I guess there is 3 outcomes. But let's hope that the one is adversity. We all talked. We stated our cases for the first time, long time. Miscommunication was brought up by Josh Allen. I think some others as well. We were able to get everything out in there. We all understood where each other were coming from. And now we move on better, stronger than ever. Now, with that being said, we might still bring D-Hop in.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a chance.
And you're just going to have to like it.
Oh, I don't. That's what I was saying this entire time. Well, sorry, we're going to do that. Okay, why don't you go home? We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. You're excused.
You know what I mean? Like, what did the break? Here we go. 3 tweets coming up. Maybe some a little bit more updates here from Heather Prufsack. Sean McDermott clarity on why he said he was very concerned with stuff. Whenever a player has something going on or isn't here for some reason, I am concerned. That's my sentiment with any player. I concerned when players miss. That's just how I am. Sue me. Okay? Sean McDermott and Stefan Diggs, getting Steph the ball is a big piece of our offense. He's the big focal point in addition to Josh. It's important to get him going. The more production he has, the more production we have as an offense. He provides great energy to our team.
And what he's saying is he want the ball one-on-one. When he one-on-one, I need the ball.
McDermott added he has healthy conversations with Diggs and is appreciative of the communication they had and says, I think we're in a good spot. All right. So everybody got their piece out.
Yep.
It was tough early.
Yes, it was.
They were yelling. They were
Receivers.
yelling.
Receivers are divas.
Well, not all of them, but
Most of them, the best ones, they are.
Yep.
You can go down the list. You can name them. Who the best one?
Larry Fitzgerald.
Diva.
Calvin.
Larry.
Calvin Johnson.
Megatron.
What about the guy you
Megatron
played
ain't
with?
the diva, but he still want the ball every play.
What about
which
AJ Green?
Want the ball every play. Diva.
I feel like it's resolved, says Sean McDermott. Via Catherine Fitzgerald.
Non-story.
All right, he feels like it.
Over and done with.
I've never met a one that don't want the ball. If I'm not getting double covered, I want the ball every time.
I can catch it.
Every time.
Yep.
And we ain't double them when we played them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was snowing though. I was
Don't matter. We was throwing the ball. The ball was getting thrown around.
Absolutely.
He threw the ball to everybody else on the team, as you can see. It was 9 other targets than somebody else. How many was the other ones? It was
He had
the ball was
19
spread it around.
He had 6 more than the nearest guy, and I get like if I'm not doubled, throw it to me. But you got to assume if he's not doubled, there's probably someone over the top watching.
Nah.
They're not just leaving Stefan Diggs alone.
Yeah, it's in certain situations last year he did not get double where he should have got the ball.
All right. Well, we'll see. It continued to pan out, even though Sean McDermott says, I feel like it's resolved.
It's over.
All right. They're good. And is it
Give
really
him the
that
ball.
serious? It's not really that serious.
No.
Von Mueller said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Michael Malone's awesome.
Yep.
Yes. Beast.
Mark Stoner's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Jett Passan was on. It's baseball time. Don't
Okay. Yeah.
don't need to be a Debbie.
He's fine.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I watched a couple last night.
Nice.
Which ones?
Season 3, the first couple.
That is.
Yeah, zip line, yeah.
Yep.
That zip line looked like a good time.
It does.
Did. I want one.
Did, really.
Could you imagine signing up for love and then you get in this mansion and they say, hey, you can have all the booze, all the food you want,
Yep.
and free access to any of the adventures on property. And you see that zip line and you're like, I get to live here?
Yeah.
Done.
I brought my bathing suit, so
This dude would love to be in a think tank session.
Oh my God.
Would
my goodness.
Would love to see how we get to where we got
Yeah.
on everything. What a brilliant man. Hey, keep going, Tim. Keep
love you,
going.
Tim.
Couple more phone calls. Let's go to Joe in Arizona. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Joe. What's going on?
Hey, I got 2 questions. Though. I got 2. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, I love that, man. Take your time getting to them, too.
Hey, okay. I'm pissed about this first one. What's this bullshit going on in San Francisco, bro? Trey Lance is my man.
Whoa.
Why the fuck is everyone talking about Sam Darnold being the best quarterback they've ever seen?
Joe, everything's
Yeah,
okay.
crying?
Joe, everything's okay, pal. Everything's going to be okay. What's your second question? What's your second question?
It's for that Pittsburgh Steelers Cowboy fuck.
Oh, geez. That doesn't sound like a question.
Joe,
Sounds more like a statement. What are you going to say?
I got a question. I got a question.
Okay.
Why do you believe Kenny Pickett is the future?
Dude, you're right. Why do you believe that?
Because he has to.
Why would I not believe that Kenny Pickett's not a quarterback?
Whoa, geez.
Come on, dude.
Joe's a good guy.
I believe that Kenny Pickett showed more in the NFL than fucking Trey Lance. I can tell you that.
Okay, so let's talk about
That's
Trey
true.
Lance and what's going on in San Francisco because George Kittle was doing an interview. I assume it was for his tight end university media run they're on right now because that is coming up soon. He was talking to Sports Illustrated. He was asked, hey, we're going to play a little game. Starter, backup. It's like, all right, incredibly clever way to get into this question with George Kittle of the San Francisco 49ers. Said, what do you call Trey Lance? And George Kittle says, he's a starter in the NFL. He just needs reps or whatever. And then they said something about Purdy. And he said, Purdy came in, won 8 games. It's his job. Trey Lance, though, still a starter in the NFL, just needs more reps pretty much. So then the caption was, George Kittle gives definitive stance on what he feels the quarterback situation should look like. Now, that is an interesting thing that George Kittle was kind of put in a position to answer a question about, a decision certainly that he's not making and others will be making that are above him in the pedigree or in the, you get it, and also the ones that are paying him. So it is, those decisions are happening elsewhere. He is the voice of the team, though, because how big of a superstar he is and how great he is. But that seems to make sense. That's the right answer. He gave the right answer there, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, what is what should he say? What's he supposed to say? I don't know. It's a tough spot he's in. They put him in like that.
I think that's the right answer, though.
Yeah, they're both starters, but yeah, of course. Look what Brock did.
Can't get him in any shit with Trey either.
Right.
Yes.
Because him and Trey are tight.
Right.
Every photo we've seen of like spring has been Kittle and Trey. And he also brought Trey to the tight end university last year and said he's very similar to Josh Allen. So he is a big Trey fan, but I think he's just speaking as an NFL guy. Like, yeah, it's Purdy's job at this point.
Yeah, but did they ask him anything about golf? Other quarterback?
Darnold.
Yeah.
Not all white people are the same.
Come on.
Good
Lord.
Did they ask
I
him a
mean,
question
Darnold and
about-
Goff.
Yeah, you're right.
Jeez Louise. This guy's got a little perk in him, a little racist.
Yeah, a little bit.
How about Malone bringing that up?
Yeah.
He's like, he won the MVP because of racist reasons or whatever. I'm like, oh, Malone heard that.
Oh, yeah.
He
Stacking
crushed.
chips.
Dude,
Stacking them.
He heard that.
Got LeBron, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm retiring.
They're in there, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, I think that was the right answer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they're going to find out about Trey, though.
Mm-hmm.
You don't trade all the way up to 3, draft him, and not get a real good look at him.
No.
How are they going to get a good look at it?
I'm telling you, they're going to. I don't know.
I mean, look at their quarterback.
Let Brock have a 3-week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brock throwing the ball.
Yeah, he's back. But I'm saying let Brock have like a 2-week, because Taylor Heineke with Carson Wentz.
Yep.
Taylor Heineke was winning games for the Washington football team. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, he was getting taken out of the game.
One bad half.
And Carson was playing. And we were all like, what? And then Ron Rivera was like, Taylor knew that was the case.
Against the Niners.
Yeah, it was like, damn, whoa. Out of nowhere, Carson got put in there is because they want to see Carson. And I think Carson had a tough one or whatever, just like Taylor Heineke was having and everything like that. But they wanted to see with the money they were paying Carson. I just feel like in the NFL, the way the business is, they're going to want to see if Trey Lance was the fucking right move at 3, which sucks because how good Purdy was. That's what I think personally. I don't know how they go about doing it. I don't know how it comes to fruition. And maybe Shanahan's different, I guess. Maybe Shanahan's like, nah, we did find out. Yeah. We got a guy, we're trying to win football games. But that would be very abnormal, I think, for the way the NFL operates.
I just don't see Purdy losing the job if he's healthy. If he's healthy, they run with him.
Yeah, because of their luck, I'm assuming that something's going to go wrong with Purdy. Like the 49ers.
And they'll get like a 3-week.
Bingo. And then they'll have Trey Lance go in, and then Trey Lance will play really well, and then they'll have to decide, okay, now we're fucked again.
Or Trey doesn't.
Or he stinks, and they know.
And then we will still be able to say if you're a believer in Trey Lance, which I think we are. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You know, how big he is.
Big athletic.
Good offense. The offense is very good for quarterbacks, allegedly, by all accounts or whatever. But if he plays 3 weeks and they're not great, and Brock Purdy comes back and he does good, they can say, we tried.
Yep.
And then the Trey Lance supporters are like, he's got, 7 games, this guy?
Yeah, come on.
7 games?
He's only 23.
I mean, have you seen some rookie quarterbacks first 7 weeks of NFL football? And that'll probably drive up interest for another team to sign him and hopefully give him a shot. But they're going to find out about Trey. I think the Trey Lance story is not done yet.
Yeah, not that they would, but like they're a team that has the luxury of like they could start Trey Lance the first 3 games of the season. And if he's not any good, or if he is, then you trade him then. Like that. I mean, shit, look at Purdy last year. Like, they were kind of middling a little bit until Purdy started, like, halfway through the season, towards the back half, and then they went undefeated with him. Like, they do have the luxury of playing Trey for the first couple weeks if they want to.
Last phone call here on the 5 Energy phone line. Let's go to, where do we want to go?
What states we got?
We got Sacramento, New York, Pennsylvania, Jersey, Tennessee, and Michigan.
Oh, man.
That's coast to coast, boys.
Jersey, baby.
That's coast to coast, calling out the United States there. Jersey to Cali. That's a lot of space there.
Passan in Jersey. What's his name?
Passan in Jersey. Bobby. We've had Bobby on before, I do believe, right? Bobby.
Yeah, I think so.
Bobby, good call?
Good names?
Bobby, yeah, what names? Maybe, yeah.
Bobby, so you guys said no to Bobby. Bobby, yeah, yikes. That was
let's just see what else is out there.
All right, I mean, sure. This is just good business.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly.
This is just sound business.
Weigh all our options.
Yep.
There's a Ryan in New York.
Okay.
What's Ryan up to, I wonder? What do you think he's doing in New York?
I don't know.
What if he's up in a building?
If he's in New York, he might be measuring the AQI.
Oh, yeah, maybe he's, yeah. Or his cubicle life.
Yeah,
true.
He's definitely not on Subway. I guess nobody's riding that thing anymore.
No, well, the bum's down.
Really?
There.
I guess not, yeah. Allegedly, Subway activity has gone down a bit.
Well, we saw a naked bum on a Prius. That was right outside of Subway, right?
Yeah, I don't know if she came up through the Subway, but whatever it was did appear to at least be able to survive underground if had to.
Yeah, definitely.
Drew in Tennessee. Cameron in Michigan. Ugh.
Oh,
Tom from Michigan.
Tom in Michigan.
And then Gabe in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Ooh, Gabe.
Kind of lean to Gabe.
Do we know what Gabe's last name is?
Okay, Gabe doesn't have a last name. We don't know origin either. I think Gabe may be Polish. Not 100% sure.
Good to know.
100% sure if that means anything. Let's go to. Okay, pick a number between 1 and 6 as a group collectively. This needs to be one number.
Okay, I'm voting 4.
I was going to say 4 as well.
I will ride with that then.
4.
Ride with 4.
AJ?
Sure.
Come on, vote.
It's calm.
I was going to say 3, but we have to
Calm.
It's calm. Oh, you want 3? All right, let's go to the back room.
Okay. Yeah, back room.
Oh, you're going to say 3.
Tony, too late. You already cast your ballot. You
You
can't
did.
pull it out.
What do we like in the back there?
I got 4.
Okay, 4. All right.
I've always been partial to 2.
Okay, well, Bobby in Jersey did get 1 vote. You need to know that, Bob. That's good after what the boys said earlier.
Yeah.
Let's go to Comron in Michigan. Last call of the day on a 5-hour energy phone line. What's going on, Com?
Hey, boys. How's it going?
Hey, going good, eh?
Going, Com.
So I just wanted to know, I was at the last game at Lambeau, watched Jared Goff and the boys. I just have concerns with Jared Goff's arm. I mean, J-Mo was open a few times, way downfield and underthrowing it. Didn't throw him at all. I'm just wondering, do you think that's an issue, or do you think he's just saying, like, hey,
Calm.
Calm didn't watch any
Calm
Lions
was there.
football. Calm
Calm
watched
was there.
no
He
Lions
didn't?
football.
Calm.
He watched no Jared Goff.
Foxy saying you don't
Jared
know
Goff
Lions
was a
football.
top 5 quarterback in the league last year. The Lions' offense was top 5 in the league. Some would argue probably top 2 in the league with the Chiefs. All right, Calm watched no Lions football last year.
Calm does not know the Detroit Lions. Calm, is that true?
Over the Eagles?
well, I've been watching it for 22 years, boys. I love the Lions. I'm just saying J-Mo was very upset on the sidelines, visibly arguing with coaches.
Whoa.
I'm open.
Eyes in the stadium.
It could be, Jared Goff saying you're a rookie. You don't get the ball unless I throw it to you.
Jared Goff.
Hey, Com.
He is.
Com, you've been
Shut
watching
up,
the
rookie.
Lions for 22 years. How many times do we go to Lambeau and win the fucking game? What are you worried about over there?
Come on, calm.
Good question.
I mean, they also drafted Hendon Hooker. I mean, he's got a beautiful deep ball, boys.
He does, doesn't he? Calm, he does.
Also, don't have to worry about Goff missing JMO for 6 weeks, so Goff can activate his arm a little bit.
Yeah, because J-Mo activated
His FanDuel account, BetMGM account. I believe he's betting on multiple sites.
I was wondering how many Florio was going to say.
Yeah.
He was like DraftKings or FanDuel or BetMGM or Caesars
PointsBet.
or PointsBet or 24. Or
Hard Rock Casino.
What if he just started listing them all off? That would have been great. I didn't know that was the thing. J-Mo hates.
That's very concerning.
Oh shit! I thought this was the MCDC time. I thought the Lions were going to go on a run now.
We are going to go on
to
a
be
run.
fair.
No, we're talking about Stefan Diggs in the middle of OTAs having this type of thing. That was in the game.
I'll send you guys a video after this show of all of Jared Goff's deep throws last year. I literally just watched it. I think this.
Please don't, says Nick. But if you do, I'm gonna compare it to when he dressed up for Red Bull as the JUCO quarterback.
That's right.
And I'm gonna see if he lost it at all, because maybe Calm, with his eyes on the product, says Goff might have lost it a little bit.
Nah, he didn't
Certainly
lose it.
possible. If I was a Lions fan, I'd probably be a little worried right now.
Oh my God!
Knowing what Com's saying.
Because what they're saying about Jordan Love, complete opposite.
Yeah, they're saying his voice is so deep and he looks so good right now. He does.
Is that coming out of Trey?
Yeah, people have been, same deal. Like they weren't. No matter what, they weren't going to shit on him because Rodgers is gone now. So I think local media was going to say, but there have been a lot of people like, this guy just continues to wow us day in and day out.
Yep.
Think about the guy who we do have video here on Goff. This is from June 6th. Goff does have a knee sleeve. Ooh.
Zito pulled this up. I'm a
Let's hope
little
everything's
nervous
okay.
right now.
Here's Jared Goff, June 6th, running, moving. Diving.
Touchdown.
Still got it. Looks cool. Jared Goff's on the golf course, and the golf course is better than it's ever been.
Yeah, Com didn't say his accuracy was bod. He said that he doesn't have enough power in his ball.
No, he didn't say he's Matt Ryan cropped.
No,
That's not what he said.
not at all.
It's never been.
Anyways, speaking of crop, Jay Monahan going through some crop right now. I don't know if his heart broke or heart exploded, but he is taking a break from day-to-day operations at the PGA just days after pissing off seemingly everybody in his tour group, except for Rory. Jay Monahan has a medical situation he is dealing with, and he will step away from his day-to-day operations. What a scene out of a movie. So obviously there is conspiracies that can be concocted about this man's health because of who and how he's doing his business and who he might have pissed off and how he might have pissed off. Did this guy get poisoned?
Whoa.
Or is there a chance that this is a...
That didn't cross my mind. I just thought, oh, this guy's dealing with a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So something happened.
Did this guy's heart start overworking because of his consciousness whenever he's laying down at night? When he puts his head on his pillow, his only thoughts are, I did what we had to do. We would run out of money, but nobody understands this. And I love Rory. Rory, $500 million. Tiger, $800 million. I told these guys, don't do it. We were going to do everything. And then I did exactly what they did. And then boom. He had too much stress and had to stop. There's a chance that happens.
It's very possible. He could be seeing that guy who was calling for his head at the meeting and at the RBC, just like, in his dreams saying, like, I'm going to get you, you fuckface. He could just be seeing that guy every night.
And he couldn't get to his happy place like Happy Gilmore anymore.
Sure. Exactly.
There was only a bad place for them. So he said, you know what? This is taking over. I need to get out of here. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it was, hey, like everybody has said, they don't like you. We don't like you. You can't be.
Yeah, make a heart attack and get the fuck out of here.
Here's an easy way to kind of,
medical situation, and it weren't specific. So.
Yeah, you start sneezing too many times, that's a medical situation.
Yep. Poop your pants.
But they say a sneeze is closest to climax, so it won't be as bad for you. You could have pooped his pants. Maybe it isn't stepping away from his day-to-day operations. Like, hey, his medical situation that's going on right now, no more power.
Yeah.
It's like that feels like that's potentially a little bit of, hey, we can bow out gracefully if you'd like. No problem at all. But we hope he's okay, obviously.
Yeah, and he could have.
There's people that don't hope he's okay, though.
There are some.
There are some people that think that. We hope he's okay, AJ.
Oh, yes, we do. And didn't we hear that these guys, I know John Rahm's been playing with live guys out at the U.S. Open in his practice rounds. Didn't we hear that these guys are going to get paid? They're going to, like Rahm and Rory?
Yeah. Yasir Al.
What is it? Is it hundreds of millions they're going to get? Are they going to get hundreds of millions?
I think there's going to be a massive pool, it sounds like, because they're making it public for a reason. But it does appear and sound as if Yasir Al Rumayyan, who is the man in charge of the $650 billion pot to explore the space of sports and get involved more from the Saudi government, the PIF, which is the something investment fund.
Private?
Whatever. P is, I don't think it's private. Some word, whatever the case. They're doing this. They are putting money into a pot for Rahm and McElroy and others who turned down hundreds of millions of dollars to fucking maybe bow back a little bit in there so that they can say, like, hey, we understand the situation you were in at the time. Here's a little bit of money. What's the percentage they'll get back from their actual offer? Public is the actual investment fund. Good call, Connor. But, like, how big is that? Is everybody guaranteed at that? Do you have to win to get that? Is it just like golf in other ways? Like, I don't think any of us know anything, but it sounds like Monahan being out, if hopefully he's okay. That feels like that's the first thing we've learned from PGA and Liv. And then now this money going into a pot for players who were offered a lot of money. That's another thing. Now, how would all navigate going forward is the next couple questions I guess we figure out.
Well, and does the PIF now have say over who's going to take over the day-to-day operations? Because they
already named it.
Who is it?
Some interim. Someone's, someone underneath is stepping up, at least for right now, it said.
In the board?
I don't know what the board. They said whose name it was. Who's going to help run day to day?
Normally, that's another board member, right?
Yeah.
Somebody that's up in there.
The board's weird though. Who all is on the board now?
I don't think we've ever known, right? Because whenever the money came out that they weren't giving anybody, we're like, who's all getting the money? And then they're like, well, there's a board that makes decisions. It's like they found an extra $50 million.
I have no idea who that.
Where was that originally going?
Yeah.
Right.
Is that money going to their pockets? A lot of money coming into golf.
The chief operating officer, Tyler Dennis. The president of the PGA Tour will take charge in the interim.
Hey, congrats out there. Good luck.
It's always the COOs that take over.
We're pulling for you.
You can do it.
Yeah, I mean, Wom's Gams. I mean, that was kind of...
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Still
what kind of last name is that?
Well, allegedly, it goes back to the first ever triple play. In the MLB. That's where they got the last name from. Allegedly. That was a conspiracy theory on the internet before the final episode where they were like the first ever triple play, knockout 3.
Unassisted.
I did not know that.
Yeah, pretty deep. Pretty deep. If that's what the writers did.
Yep. They've already said that is not what we did, but hey, that's a crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
Someone's getting a spin-off, right, from that show?
Have to, bro. We're all watching, dude. Logan Roy not happy with how it ended with him.
No.
Right? Why don't we put him up in heaven running something?
Yeah, or
purgatory.
Or go back to him creating ATN.
Imagine if it was, flashback, the original. If it was him, though, up in purgatory running a business with other dead people. Steve Jobs and Logan Roy negotiating against each other. Come on.
Shinzu.
Oh, my God. Shinzu's like the overseer right
Yeah, writing our war too.
Oh, my God. He is dead, which is a shame.
That did suck.
R.I.P. He's gone too soon.
Let's get out of here on this beautiful Wednesday. You got hockey talk tonight?
Yes, sir. 8 p.m. YouTube.com/That's Hockey Talk. I apologize. I was looking up where the Wamsgams name comes from, and pretty interesting. There were 5 Wamsgams families in the U.S. in the 1880s and between 1880 and 1920 in Iowa.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Shout out Tom Wamsgams.
Iowin.
Shout out Gacy.
He's not from Iowa.
John Wayne.
Yeah.
He lived there. He's not from there.
Won awards there.
Oh, yeah.
He did. Waterloo JC's Man of the Year.
That's your town.
Put on the map.
That's right.
Wow. Think about that.
Yeah. Well, guess what? If you
Great
would have
clown.
had the Chicken Little from that KFC, you'd be changing your tune.
No, I wouldn't.
I think you would.
That guy buried bodies in his fucking basement.
And
Yeah.
the walls.
Horrible
He
Iowa.
had kids do it for him.
In Des Plaines, Illinois.
No. Yeah, but he won an award in Iowa.
He did, and it was like, you know what? You have taken KFC from the small mom and pop franchise to one of just a global conglomerate with your ideas, your ingenuity, and also the spices that you have decided to add to the chicken.
For those that don't know or maybe new to the program that weren't watching at this time, when the John Wayne Gacy documentary came out, and obviously this was a man who acted as if he was a clown and had a contracting business in which he hired kids and then murdered them and buried them in his basement and had other kids bury them in the basement.
That's right.
In that documentary, we don't know a lot of towns in Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know a lot of them. I know Des Moines there.
Yep, sure.
I know Iowa City's there.
Yep. Cedar Rapids.
See, wouldn't have been
Davenport, home of Seth Rollins.
Okay, I do know that one. Bingo. But not a lot of Iowa cities. Waterloo, Iowa is a place I know because that's our guy Ty's hometown.
Hell yeah.
Ty, we love Waterloo.
I do.
I had a real connection with Waterloo, Iowa. I'm like, you know what? I know somebody from Waterloo. I know a family from Waterloo, Iowa. So when I was watching this documentary, I was taken back. Holy shit.
Same water?
Waterloo, Iowa. Home of Ty fucking Schmidt. Mad Mel Kiper.
What?
Holy shit.
Jason Glazer.
What?
Oh, my gosh.
All
Coach
these
Lou.
people voted this killer, psychopath, pedophile, man of the year. I was alarmed. I was perturbed. Still talk about it to this day. You don't deserve that, Ty. Waterloo deserves better.
I
But
agree.
also, Waterloo shouldn't have voted him man of the year.
They probably shouldn't have, but again, I can't stress enough. If you would have been to this KFC,
All right, okay.
you would have thought, wow. There's something about that guy. I can't put my finger on it, but he is a damn good restaurateur.
They said they liked the cut of his jib.
They did.
They didn't know his jib.
No, they didn't.
His jib was a bad jib.
It was.
He's a bad guy.
And then, of course, he got over to Illinois, Des Plaines, basically Zito's backyard. And
People don't talk about either. Illinois wrestler took him down.
That's
That's
right,
how
in
he
his
got caught.
house, right? In his house.
Macho
Put him in
Man
a
took
chicken
him
wing.
down?
Macho Man, yeah.
What? What?
Macho Man's from Illinois.
Same high school, yeah.
Boom.
Roll Birds.
Boom.
Yeah. Go Trojans and roll Birds.
Oh, okay.
Go Trojans.
Let's get out of here. What a day. Hammer
Dahn
is in 15 minutes at youtube.com/Hammer
Dahn.
We're going to talk about baseball. First 5. Here we go.
Baseball first
Okay.
fives, and today U.S. Open preview with the old Tour Junkies.
Oh, Tour Junkies are
Okay.
regulars on the Hammer.
It's open tomorrow.
They got good brains.
Good
feels
brains
like.
for the golf betting, yeah.
But I think the first 5, we're in first 5 time now for sports gambling. Gumpy, who's the man who's stuck in Canada, him and Tone have kind of mastered this baseball gum.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
They might throw out an L every once in a while because maybe the pitcher doesn't want to show up. But when you're betting on first 5s, it's like ace versus ace. So you kind of know what you're getting. Unless a real hot lumber starts coming out of one particular dugout.
That's right.
That can kind of change it all. But we're almost into a point where we win bets now.
Oh, yeah.
And soccer happening is good also as well with old Gump.
Yeah, Gumpy's got the MLS basically locked down for the whole summer. I don't know if he's real big in the CONCACAF League of Nations. I'll talk
Well,
about
United
that.
States is going to win it. That's the only thing about
Right.
it.
Don't need picks there.
USA.
Just need a coach, right?
We got an interim. He was running video ops, right?
Yep.
He was video coordinator.
Sweet.
Yeah, like Spoelstra.
BJ Callahan.
Spoelstra.
Bingo.
Bruce is a big tennis fan.
Why not just hire DJ Khaled?
That'd
Is that
be
what you
cool.
said?
No. Well, I wish I did, but the interim's name is BJ Callahan.
We need DJ. Let's call it Tony Mueller. Let's see who's. Let's call it Tony. We're going to get out of here, but you're right, Z. Let's call Tony Mueller. We need to get to the bottom of this. Why not just hire DJ Khaled? He was giving his motivational speech to this guy on this golf course.
Master motivator.
In the middle of a windstorm for 10 minutes. The guy he was talking to, DJ Khaled, very good golfer. I assume the guy he's talking to better at golf than DJ Khaled.
Probably.
Some of these people that just golf all day, every day at these country clubs. Now, DJ Khaled's a very good golfer. He was able to inspire this guy. Like, I saw the guy's spirit floating. Why don't we put DJ Khaled down there on the pitch and just have him coach the United States men's soccer team?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Why not have DJ Khaled motivating the boys on the pitch?
Because we need him riding that automatic surfboard.
No answer for Tony Mueller. Must be.
He's
He must be.
working.
Maybe he's interviewing.
Yeah, Might be. okay. Maybe.
Maybe he's interviewing for that guy. Hey, good luck in there, Tony.
Go get him, Tony.
Coach Mueller. Coach Tone. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with a big time show.
Huge.
We got a big show tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
More updates on Monahan.
Mm-hmm.
More updates on U.S. Open starting.
Yeah, here we go.
More updates on how Stoner and the boys are doing.
Right.
More
Crushing it.
updates on Stefan Diggs and the Buffalo Bills relationship.
Right.
More updates on contract statuses with D-Hop, the New England Patriots, Tennessee Titans, and maybe other team.
Potentially.
We got a big day tomorrow, AJ.
Huge.
I can't wait.
All right. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Goodbye.